Okay, let's get right to it. See, there's nobody here. How about the minutes? We got a chance to review the minutes? I got most
Minutes
of the
are
way through.
provided for your viewing pleasure.
And it's from
Are they the same as what was in the newspaper?
So, bravo.
Yeah, that's quick.
I think he was at a different meeting.
Who?
The guy that wrote for the newspaper.
Oh no, I didn't get to read the article because it wants me to sign up. And I'm like, no, I don't want to sign up. So I didn't get to read the article.
I got a free.
Yeah, get a free account.
Right now, right now.
Oh, maybe I
Yeah.
should. Because I did want to read it. Was the information just off?
Well, the second half of it was, I don't know, it didn't seem like he was listening to the same things we were talking about. The beginning, he talked about the car show.
Car show, yeah.
And then it kind of got off on
Done
it.
everything, yeah.
Oh,
The only question I want on the minutes here,
Yeah.
we talked about the, on page 5, we talked about the, near the bottom of the old business, talked about the haunted house, and
Yeah.
that 30 days thing to move on. I mean, has the clock started? Did we send, if we have to do that, if we really need to, did someone send him an email, I guess, to start the clock on that?
I didn't. Do you want me to? Is that where
We sent an
we're gonna
email
go?
months ago, didn't we?
Yeah, but I think via Nate, he was saying we have to give them a 30-day time frame. As in, the email set up to say, get your stuff out
That's what
within
Nate
30
told
days,
me.
right?
That's why I brought it up.
Right. So, and I don't have I don't have a mailing address, I don't think. And they're done, so I don't know if they'd even check if they had a P.O. box or something.
Well, actually, I said that to Nate, and he said, even if you just send him an email, it's written somewhere.
Right.
It's
Send an email and
I
then
think
print it
the
out.
only email I have is Glenn.
Well, that, I mean,
I do believe
that's the
that's
only
the
phone
only
number
one.
I had, and
Right.
I did call it, and he did call me back
Okay.
prior to the last meeting.
Right. Okay. So,
And he said that they had someone that might have been interested, and I said, well, they need to come see us first.
right. Exactly. If you want me to move forward with that, I can send him the email tomorrow, so it's dated tomorrow, and give him a 30-day, so it's December 4th, basically, if we want to just give him a month. Or 5th. To say, all items need to be removed, because after that date, we will be starting to clear out the area.
I'd make a motion that we do so. What she said.
Yeah, yeah.
Do I have a second?
Yep.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Alright.
Aye.
I will email tomorrow.
Okay. Is there anything else?
I read this, I didn't print it out and mark it up.
How do we make out on the Gazette, the gridiron? Do you know?
Yes, I was gonna update later, but I'll update
all
now.
right, that's fine.
Tim Clerk and Chase Gorman,
Great.
the two that you had said. No one else had said anything,
Well,
so.
they're employees of the park, so.
Yep. So
Yeah,
I
that's
asked her,
great.
and she said nope, they're available. So I said, okay, we'll take them right now. All set. We left
Good.
it at that.
Good. Did you happen to reach out to Winberg's, Millie?
I did not, and I meant to do it today, and I ran out of time. But I will get us that list.
Because then we can update, cross
Yes.
off, and add new members to it.
Yeah, I can get there this week, and I'll go over and just ask them for everything.
Are we good on the minutes? Everybody have a chance?
I just see one typo in here,
Where?
real quick.
Beginning?
Page 2, it should say, would not be staying the entire time, but you wrote 2 entire
Oh,
time.
yeah. Okay, yes. There we go.
Okay, so dates.
Let's start on these.
Oh, I just have one question.
Yes.
On page 2 also, we're talking about the hair dryers, the hand dryers down at
Yes.
Clear Pond Park. Did you actually have a bill, or was that an estimate,
That
or?
was Bill.
It was a bill,
Yeah,
okay. So that's done.
it's done.
Did we approve the minutes yet?
Are we good?
Should we approve the minutes? If we haven't already?
Yep, no, well, that's why I said we needed a motion.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Second?
Any
October
further
21st.
discussion?
Nope.
Okay, the minutes for October 21st, all those in favor?
Aye.
Huh?
So moved. Okay, we're reviewing the bills as we speak, so I'm gonna continue on. SEM Loon Pond Lodge updates.
So you have the recent payment breakdown in your little packet there.
Okay.
It's only the first page.
Yep,
The printer at Town Hall was being utilized
right, but
by someone with major
we talked
items.
about that, I mean, that's why I had you
Yeah.
give us a full package of what one looks like.
Exactly.
I mean, unless the board really wants them, I don't think we need to have the full package, you have that.
I have it here if
This
anybody
gives
wants
us-
to review it.
Right, there you go.
But the front page shows you everything that happened for the first half of October.
Right, and that's, you know, this is good. Should someone have a question, obviously, if you have that, we can review it at that. But to print them all up, I think is kind of foolish.
Do you have that in your computer?
I don't scan them.
Oh.
I have an Excel spreadsheet. I type all of it in, so that it's all just there.
Do
But
you have,
I
you have
don't.
like a recap of this?
Yes. Yep. I
And
have a
you
recap.
You file those?
Yes,
Okay.
and we keep all those files.
Okay. Well, that was a good one. Should be, that's the prime, October 15th is the prime wedding day now. Middle of October.
Well, yeah, Ocean Spray is a good company to have in here
Yeah.
on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they've been in a few times now.
Yeah. I mean, they have a reduced fee, but
It's during the week.
it's during the
morning.
week and it's still, made over $1,000.
Right, and nobody else is here, so.
Yeah,
That's-
perfect.
You know, and I mean, that's why back a few years ago, we I don't know if you guys know this, but we do it like a 20% reduction or a 25% reduction
Oh, for during the week?
for during the week.
Yes.
Try and get people to use the
Yep.
place during the week because it was just a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is it.
Yeah.
You know, and we had a few people take advantage of it.
Mainly businesses, yeah.
Almost.
Some businesses, but a couple weddings along the way. There were a couple of things that
Oh, like
popped in
on a
on a Thursday
Thursday,
night, and
yep.
things like that. So hey, you know that we wouldn't have had. So that's a good month. just to jump on the lodge, in my conversation with Nate a few minutes ago, he hadn't talked to you yet, but we talked about John Palm Park's septic, and I said, I think Mike's already shut it down. Mike Vickery, I believe he's already shut the
Clear
water.
Pond Park?
Clear Pond Park, yes,
He has.
okay. So
Well,
they-
not the septic, the water.
the water
Yeah,
shut
yeah,
down.
yeah.
So his suggestion was to wait till spring when the water's up and running
To do the septic?
to do the septic.
Okay, we can turn it back on easy enough, I think.
I mean, I'm sure we can. You know, he even said I could go grab a couple of 5-gallon pails, but, I mean, no one's gonna be using it, it's not like it's.
No,
gonna-
no, right.
You know,
Maybe, Nellie, you should put in our calendar somewhere that, to remind us, come like April, May.
Right.
When we turn the water back on, to call the septic.
yep.
I think he was organizing it.
He
too.
was, he is organizing it, he's the one that called me about it. And
He also-
in the next 2 weeks, he's doing town-wide. So this one's gonna get done within
Oh, it
2
is,
weeks.
okay, all right.
Right, that was
That
my
was
next, that was
why-
my next comment.
yeah, yeah.
Those were the two things that, two of the bullets that, I was chasing him down on. And he said, town-wide in the next 2 weeks, so the lodge will get done in the next 2 weeks. He did do, John Palm Park in 2017, when he did, the last time he did town-wide.
Clip on.
Clear Pond Park.
Thank you.
I'm like, there's no septic down
No,
there.
and it's because I wrote JPP.
Well, he said he had a log of
Yeah, yep.
when it was done in the past, and he emailed that to me. I can forward to Nellie.
Right, and that was good. And I asked him because he says he even has a plan that he sent to you. So I asked him to send it to Nellie so we can put it in our files. Now he proposed something that the town has a server where you can each group can save things on.
Yes.
That might be a good idea for us. Do we have a?
Yeah, we
Oh, we
have
do.
a folder for Park
Okay.
Commission on that server because I had started to put the meeting
Is-
minutes on there.
Is that? Because Nate says there's two things. One is that it's on the town shared
Yes.
where anybody can go in and
Yes.
he said, it's probably not the best thing.
Okay.
Because someone could go in and manipulate it or delete a file and it's gone. Mm-hmm. He says, you might want to put a lock on it. Lock the file.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure how to do that, as to respect him. But he said, that would be my suggestion. He says, if I need something, I'll just obviously ask you, but, and so he was gonna do a dump of what he has for park-wide, information that
Oh,
he's
perfect.
accumulated. So then you can file it, you can make up some files and
put it together.
store it in there,
Yeah.
but I think a lock is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because he said, anybody can go in there.
I'll see
If
what I can
somebody's
do.
mad at you, they can just go in and delete stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we're not gonna give somebody something, but,
No, because we have our park stuff on the server, but I'm connected to that. Every department isn't. It's not a shared one.
right.
So that's all of our stuff.
Okay.
No one should be touching that.
Yeah.
But I'll talk to him and we'll coordinate getting the files.
Yeah.
It's easy.
I haven't got the, retained earnings, printout from town yet. I've asked again. And, I believe we have a written thank you from the chief. Is that in here?
Oh, no, I didn't send a copy.
Okay.
I do have the email though.
He sent me an email, and I think he copied Nellie on it.
Yes.
And then I think within hours, you said something was on Facebook, but he sent a nice thank you for allowing us to use that for MEMA.
Yeah, he thanked us on their Facebook page.
Yeah.
And I stopped in on that morning and met the gentleman that was running it, and I did see the chief too, so they were all happy, and he's like, oh, this is the best venue we've had. He said, we had a spot up in Bridgewater that was great, and he says, and then that went away, and we were down in New Bedford, which is not centrally located, and it wasn't a very good spot. He says, this is perfect for us. He says, it's centrally located, it's a great venue.
It's a nice spot.
He says, he couldn't say enough, he couldn't thank me enough. So I just wanted to
Took
express
care
that.
of the space and everything, so everything worked out.
Yep, and they cleaned up after themselves, so, I mean, that's great. That's
So,
great.
We had another compliment sent over to the town's website. So Tracy sent it to me, and it was our daughter held her wedding reception at Loomwood Lodge Saturday, October 22nd, and tip of the hat to the entire staff, from waiters and waitresses to those who took care of the bar. Keep up the grand and good work.
Great.
So just let you know.
That's good.
Okay,
No,
no
that's,
problem.
those are, I mean, those are the ones we wanna hear. We don't wanna hear the negative ones, but we need to hear the negative ones if they do come along. We need to know about that. That's all I really had for
Okay.
that. Mike, do you have anything?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Car show, we talked about last meeting.
Yep.
I spoke with Nikki to see if there was any open Saturdays, and July 11th, the wedding that was scheduled for there was canceled. So I told her to pencil it in.
And we should do the rain date the next day,
Yeah.
because that's the day we kind of talked about.
Yeah. So
So,
if that works for him, I noticed the original thing says he'd like to do it the second weekend of July, and that would be the
that's
second Saturday.
And Saturday is preferred, so.
So I told her to pencil it in, and
I think what we need to do is, talk to him some more, maybe have him back in here so we can ask some more questions. For us to make money, it's just gonna be, it's not necessarily a moneymaker. I think it's more of a community event.
yeah.
But we can get some revenue from some of these vendors, but how much do we charge these vendors? For a spot,
What's the going rate?
What is it,
Oh,
10
he
by
can
10?
probably tell us what they're
Well, that's what I'm
going.
saying, these are some of the questions we need to ask him.
I think they go from $25 to $40, something like that. It's usually
Right.
like if you go to a crafters fair or something like that.
Right, but I don't think we wanna stick them too far away from the action either.
No, I
He was
didn't like
He was
that
like
idea.
over there, and if you're gonna put the cars over here, now, I'm just saying, if people gotta walk more than 100 feet, they're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Maybe we bring them over here in this parking lot,
Yeah, they gotta be somewhere where everybody kinda has to walk through it.
Right.
Yeah, near where most people are parking, really, you let them walk past it to get there on the way out.
And if it's in our parking lot, the new paved parking lot, and then,
Cause he's gonna do it over here by the fields,
so
right?
now you're right adjacent to it. I mean, we'll have to figure that out, but, that was one thing I was thinking about is what to charge, and maybe he could give us some insight on that.
Are they gonna, is CM gonna run a?
We haven't even talked to SEM yet.
Okay.
Haven't even talked to them yet.
Yes,
Is
I
that-
have.
Oh, you did, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
had.
and she said that we could, they could, do their thing if we wanted to have a bar. And they could bring in, food trucks.
Yep,
If we wanna go that way. You had mentioned some other ideas.
Yep.
But we have plenty of time to figure that out. But she's all for it, it's fine, great for them. And I said, well, we just wanna make sure we don't have it when there's a wedding. And, she goes, oh, you can do it when it's a wedding. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so.
I think it would be pretty full.
Yeah, I don't think
So
so.
they bring in the food trucks then?
well, I mean,
Well, we
it's the
have
same
a couple
deal.
of food trucks that are.
We
that
have a
are,
couple of food trucks that are on staff, and we're supposed to get, our percentage from them. So it's the same as a caterer coming inside. That's the
yeah,
deal.
well, some of the weddings actually use food trucks.
Yeah, a couple of the weddings have used food trucks.
Smaller ones are fun ones, or
Yeah,
and also like parties and stuff
The
like
outdoor
that.
parties have used the food trucks.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that's something
but I go on. Sorry.
we need to look at. Do we
Yeah.
want to, put on the bibs and cook hamburgers and hot dogs, and make more cash, or do we want to just take our 20% and call it a day? I mean, whatever the group wants to do, I'm all for. It's just something we need to think about. We don't have to make any decisions today, but that's kind of what we're looking at. Either we do it, and then we get it all, or we have a food truck come in and we get 20% and do nothing, walk around
Enjoy the
and
event.
enjoy the event. So, those are just some things to think about, and maybe we could have him come back in. Maybe we could invite him back in to our next meeting. So if we have any more questions, like the one thing here, what's a good rate for size of a vendor's spot, and then inform him that the 11th is open that Saturday, and maybe we can take the next step with him. So.
Also pertaining to Ted Williams, well, I guess while we're doing these bills, I noticed you put a note on this one, new bill for Route 18 fields.
Yes, I just wanted to point out that it came in.
Okay, so it says 28 Precinct Street Athletic Fields. And then this one over here says Bedford Street Pump House. So I think we've talked about this before, about me getting them down here and
Right.
do what we did at John Pond and getting them
better name that we understand.
yeah.
is-
Right.
I find it hard to believe that we did $77 already.
This is the new account because I did not have that account number in my list of all of our
So-
Middleborough ones. That
that's-
pump house one is an existing account we've already had.
Okay. And that's only $18.
Right.
Oh, I guess that maybe we haven't been watering much? Yeah,
don't think so.
okay. Okay. 8. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I mean, they were
Only
on
13.
They were on three times
13
a
kilowatt
day.
hours. Yeah.
They were on almost all day long for
Yeah.
a couple of weeks. Yeah,
Okay.
but that's good to know because I'd like to sit down with the accountant and
27.
restructure our chart of accounts so it actually means something
No,
to us.
see, there is something wrong with this bill. Because it's only 27 kilowatt hours and 7702, and this one here was 66 kilowatt hours and it's 1895.
So they're charging us
There's something wrong with what they're charging us.
the rate they're charging us.
Something
Yeah,
wrong.
I mean that's like
Purchase power charge $38. On this one, purchase power charge $568. So I don't know. Do you want me to call them and find out why it's, you know, these are all
we can make a
much
copy.
lower.
We can make a copy of those bills.
Except for the
Yeah.
mileage.
And I'm gonna ask them to meet me down here and get these renamed so we know what they're talking about.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. And this
Been
one
a
here,
little
we,
bit of deciphering, trying to figure out which account from what.
yeah. This one here where you put new amount for the SEM,
Oh, yes,
was that agreed that they were gonna increase it by $200?
every year.
That's the contract.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
contract.
And it renews every November, so they're right on it.
Could you
So
do me a
that's-
favor and send the board members the contract
Yeah.
so that they have a copy of it? They can at least read it, leave it in their email if they want, but they can look at it and
Gonna take the top out.
so that when something like this, they understand that it's right in the contract. It was 3,000, then it went to 32, then it goes to 34.
Yep.
Okay. And then it gets renegotiated next year, right?
Yes, today is, what, tomorrow? Tomorrow? Today or tomorrow is 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was November 1st.
It was the first, yeah.
Actually, it was signed after that, but they said November 1st.
Yeah, but the contract, yeah, not November first. But yes, it'll be, we've fully gone into 2 years and this is the third.
Right, but Nikki was working here since March of that year. She was doing it all. When Mary Beth left, Nikki stepped in. We weren't paying her, but she was doing the work. We weren't paying because there was no Southeast Management at that time.
Right.
But she was here and she was booking the jobs. So that really started in March, or call it April 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only other thing for Ted Williams Camp that I had was, I don't know if I mentioned this last meeting, but the week before Thanksgiving, before Mike leaves, I want to take a day off and I'm going to ride with him. He gets to get the big compressor from the highway department to blow everything out. And I told you, but I don't know if I told everybody else, I'm going to ride with him and take as much notes and video of it as I can so that we have, whoever
Yeah.
takes over knows how to do it.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea because he'll be gone.
Yep.
So when's his last day?
The week before Thanksgiving. So it'd be like Thanksgiving, I think it's on the 28th. So it'd be like.
Then he goes back to the town barn, and then he actually retires on March 1st, I believe, or March 31st or March 1st, I'm not sure.
Somewhere around there.
We get him to pull that bunker rake out? You didn't talk to me yet?
Yeah, well, I was gonna bring that up when we get there.
All right.
But yes, yeah. Did I get him to do it yet? No, but.
I could drive it down, but it'd take me a while.
Yeah. You might have to take a couple days off to get
Exactly.
here. Are you good?
That's all I had, yeah.
Okay. As far as the Triple E update, I sent an email to the Board of Health to ask if it was confirmed. I know at my house it was a hard frost, 2 out of the last 3 days, but we gotta get the okay from them. And I'm sure he's waiting to hear from someone else, but I asked.
He wasn't in the office today,
Okay, that's
but
why he didn't
Fran, the clerk, sent an email out, which you probably didn't get because it came in later, in terms of the frost, the temperatures, and the state is saying we're still at critical. As of October 29th, the map still shows it's critical, and our temperatures aren't low
What
enough.
Scott's talking about after that.
I know.
Right.
So they haven't updated.
I just heard on
Yes.
the radio yesterday that Central Mass will get the hard frost this weekend, and we're gonna be later on.
Right, it's gonna be in the teens this weekend anyhow. Just to let you all know that. Thought I'd share that.
Yeah, we
news.
got snow coming on Friday.
Yeah.
No and no. It's not happening. Snow will not be coming.
Well, that's what I heard on the weather forecast just before I came. Said it's gonna be in the teens.
Lies.
But so from the last update, they were still saying no.
Right, the last
So
update was
yeah.
still in October.
Right.
I'm talking about
Yes, that's
November.
what
So
We're just
Yeah,
waiting for
I'm
the
not
next
signing
one.
that, man.
He was out today, and I don't know if he'll be in tomorrow, but he should be back in on
Okay,
Wednesday.
and when we do hear, or if it does go into the teens, I think we can pull all the signs at that point. Did we run out and update them for a couple of days? I mean, it's already dark at 4:30 anyhow.
Also, someone's putting any lights on, I don't think you have to worry about
We
it.
probably wanna take down where it says 5:30
Well,
because.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because,
we can go back to dusk
Yeah,
if it
for
makes
now.
it easy.
Yeah, if you wanna do that for the signs.
Okay, we'll change it to
I'm
dusk.
not gonna print up 20 new signs. and
No.
Spend
Right.
45 minutes stapling them on for 4
Because by the
days.
end of the week, we might be updated, like,
Right,
for all we know.
okay. Sports season, did we get something from
Before
Justin?
we move along from Ted Williams Camp, Tri-Fest,
Yep,
we need a price so that SEM can provide them a contract.
Okay. You go on, you finish first.
Okay.
I have some information.
Okay, so as we know, Saturday, they're not gonna be using the building per the usual, it's just gonna be outside, because we have a wedding going on as well. So the suggestion was to charge them for, rental outside. The weekend rate for 400 people or more, which is them, is $700.
right, but we also charge them per participant.
Correct, the
That
per
wouldn't change.
participant
That wouldn't change.
stays. This is because they do get charged for use of the building, they need to be charged for use of the field.
Is how much?
If we do the 400 or more people attending, a weekend rate is $700.
So that would be a discount of $250. Is it, what are we currently charging them? 900, 950?
Nine.
975, I think.
Yeah, something, yeah,
So
it's like
we're
950
giving
or
them a discount.
975.
Yeah.
So they're just using the field,
Well,
so they're just getting that charge.
Here's my 2 cents on that. I also asked them about that when I saw them the other day, and Laurie informed me that she already mailed it to them. I'm like, how did you already mail it to them? We haven't come up with a price. You gave it to us. We were going to talk about it. Remember they sent
Yep.
like a
Yeah, because I have the edit.
yeah. And then, so I said, gee, where were we at from that? So I'm gonna have to call Mark, I think.
Yeah,
Well, now there's a new thing. He just sent it today. He's
He probably
requesting. I don't know if he got it, but he's requesting to add something to the 2020 season. A duathlon.
right, it's run at
Where-
the same time.
It's just running and biking, no swimming. They would start earlier at 7:45, ending their first run at 8, where they, I guess, would meet up with the swimmers who are, and then go bike, and then do another run. Is kind of what he was saying. He gave
It's a run,
sort of a small
run, swim,
map.
run, is that what it is?
For this one, it would be a run, bike, run.
Run, bike, run, okay.
No swimming. So his intent would be to basically kind of have them do 2 loops around the fields, and that equates to about 1.25 miles. And so they would do that, and at the time that they're finished that, they should be meeting up with some of the swimmers, then they would go out and bike, and then the rest of their run would be out on the road with everybody else.
So it's not gonna extend the time.
It's not. They'll start earlier. I don't know if it requires them to have more set up for this little run out
Nope.
this way.
I doubt it.
No, shouldn't.
Sounds like it's more participants.
That's wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Because what it is you got people that can do all three,
Right.
and then you got some people that just aren't swimmers and don't want to do it, but they want to do the rest. My wife, in retrospect, last year, she hurt her hip running. So when she did the one in Freetown, that was one of the options was to do, I forget what they called it, but it was similar to it.
Swimming in the bike.
She did the swimming and the biking.
Yeah.
And then she was done while everybody else was running. She was all done.
Yeah.
So they do try to accommodate those athletes who, for one reason or another, can't do one of the parts. And it does. It boosts participation.
That's not gonna impact anything else that's here that they could be using space that they don't always usually use, right?
I don't think so.
If he runs
I'm not
around
sure.
the field, because they do come in through the cut in the woods, and they do have the path that comes
I
in.
don't know if it's
If
easy
he does it
to
around the
see.
fields, is he going to put some type? Yeah, he's going to put some type of
That's-
fencing around the fields.
I don't know.
You
Those
know,
are
like
questions, yeah, we would have to ask
Yeah.
them.
like his little triangular colored flags.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I just think that if we had anything else going on out there at the same time, and now they're gonna be running out there.
Well, at that
Where's
time
the
of the morning,
lodge?
Yeah.
Hold on, we are here.
Okay.
so he's going the perimeter of the
So
field.
he's going
past up
out.
here.
Oh,
Then-
it starts here. So all the runners would start here. They'd go around, then go around a second time, and then end here. Because this is where all the bikes are, right? Like across the
Okay,
lodge is
so
where the
is
bikes are.
soccer gonna be going on?
8:00 in the morning.
I don't know. He's running right through the soccer fields. It shouldn't have
Well, he's
anything to do
running
with
around the
any
fence.
baseball because
He's running the
going
fence. He's running the fence line.
right on the inside of it.
Well, I'm just saying he's running the fence line. He's not running the fields. But maybe we reach out to soccer and say
Just to find out.
you can't have anything before 9:00 that day.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
In baseball, we say you
Yeah,
can't have anything before 9:00 because they're going to be running around the fields.
okay.
I'm just saying, or 9:30 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we
If we
need
let them
to,
know now, they can.
we need to fine tune the details with
Right,
it.
right.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. We had the thing from SEM that they wanted to submit, right? Do you have a copy of
Like
that?
the edits.
Yes.
Yes.
With the addendums and stuff.
Yes.
Now, did we okay this and say go ahead and submit this to him?
Which is, I haven't.
The addendum?
What's the addendum? I haven't seen it.
Well, we did see it.
We had it at a meeting.
Yeah, we did see it, and I thought we discussed it and said we need to discuss this more and talk to Mark about it. I believe they sent that to him with the rental agreement already. Yeah. And I'm like, well, we haven't decided what we're gonna charge him yet.
Well, that was, I don't remember. I mean, I know we talked about these things. We talked about all these things. I don't remember seeing it in writing, but that doesn't mean we didn't have it. But whatever we did, I remember asking the question, I think I asked it multiple times, is he in agreement with everything?
Right, exactly.
I mean, he's all gun-ho, he's already posted the date. Because my
Yeah.
wife said, oh yeah, the date, oh, he's not doing it on Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, right? Or whatever it is. And I said, no, we're trying to do it a different day. And she goes, oh, he's already posted it.
Well, I'm not afraid that we're not gonna be able to, work it out with him, but I thought, as you did, that this was not a done deal.
Right.
We were still working on it. We hadn't even come up with a price yet.
Right,
So I don't know why they mailed him anything.
right. It shouldn't.
Do you have another copy of this? Because I don't know if I have. Right?
Because I mean,
Oh, yeah.
in our conversation, everything that side of the road was gonna have to be moved.
Right.
With the exception of his blow-up thing down at the waterfront, because that's not really in the way. The one over by the gazebo was gonna have to be moved.
Right.
Yeah.
And he wasn't too crazy about that, but that's what's gonna have to happen.
Right.
That's right in front of the lodge.
There was one thing in here, I remember, I just read it, that reminded me. The circular drive, she's saying that they can't use the circular drive. Well, they do use a circular drive to go into the water.
Right, but anything, but they don't have,
Right.
anything that's on that side of the road, I think, needs to be moved.
Right, so this is all equipment related to the race. Well, okay, so he's, okay. He can
But-
put the stuff up, but it's gotta get out of there before the wedding.
As soon as they come out of the water, he's gonna stop moving it up.
Right.
Because they don't use that as part of the run or the bike. It's where everybody congregates right there in the circle going down the hill to get into the water. They're all standing there. That's
That's the start?
where the start is. And then they come up by the gazebo. They come up the gazebo, but then he's got, green mesh and little triangle.
Oh, yeah, I saw it this year. I
things.
saw that
Right,
this year, yeah.
right.
That's not gonna be there next year. He's gonna put in a temporary thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
gotta be moved after they come out of the water.
Right.
Whatever he's
that
got.
That part of it, I walked it with him, and and I said, you're gonna be able to pull this whole thing up, because it goes right through where the wedding
Right, so
sits.
I mean, he should-
And he said, no,
cones.
I'll put in
Cones.
just posts, or, like regular posts, and just a line with flags on it. And roll it right up and put it back afterwards.
Yeah, and then they can put it back, for Sunday.
I think a meeting with like you, SEM, and him would be really great because they're getting different information from him outside of what you're
He's
saying. and
negotiating
what's-
with them,
Right.
and he shouldn't be.
So
Right.
there's
Well,
conflicting
We
info.
took that over because the day he wanted, there was a wedding. And they said, oh, you can't have it on the day there's a wedding. And we said, well, maybe we can.
Right.
So that's when we got involved in determining what we felt could be done. And then SEM was to approach the bride. Now,
I don't believe that's happened either.
that hasn't happened yet?
I
This is
don't
like 2
believe-
months ago.
I,
I'm just saying.
this is my concern, Scott.
Right.
So.
But I
don't
mean,
believe she
if
has.
they're mailing this out, telling him he's got to do this, then obviously, I mean, I shouldn't say
That's
obviously.
why I'm confused. They're ahead of they're jumping ahead. And I don't know how much of that has to do with Mark contacting them directly.
Right.
Anything should include you in it. Any correspondence between the two of them should include you, so we know what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, he's opening registration in 2 weeks. So it
Call him tomorrow.
I will.
It makes sense that maybe he did ask for the contract. If he's opening registration in 2 weeks, he wants
Well, he
contract signed and be all
posted the
set.
date.
But he can change that.
I know, but I'm just saying he
What's
has.
his last name? Walters.
Walters.
I think I have his phone number.
Does the wedding, we don't know if the wedding people know that there's gonna be something in the morning, what's gonna be pulled up and all that other good stuff, right? I mean, it could be a negative thing for sure, they get in, they don't like what they see, and,
Right.
And then they set distance online,
When they
you
were
know?
here, they said they were gonna contact the bride, and we said you can sweeten the pot.
Right, we have some situations that we can
we'd
handle
take some
it,
concessions to make it all work. But I mean, that side of the street is gonna be. I mean, this side of the street's gonna have a lot of stuff on it.
I don't have it. Do you have his phone number?
We should have it. I'm sure he's signed in.
Thought I had it in my phone.
Not right here.
Okay. Can you make a note to give me
Yeah.
send me a text or something?
I can do that.
I don't think I have it.
I thought I had it in my phone.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's on one of his letters that he sent us with like.
Last name is Walters, right?
Walter.
I believe it's Walter.
Right, well,
Yeah, I don't have it either.
it should show up here.
So especially if he's putting on registration, we should get this, make sure all parties are in agreement here. Yeah, and then, ask SCM why they're sending it out when we haven't okayed it.
Yeah. So, continuing that conversation, what do we want to charge him? Was that the suggestion from SEM was $700?
Yes, that was Lori's suggestion, was to charge him $700.
Okay.
You're saying that's less than it was before?
Because we gave him the use of the hall.
Right.
He had use of the hall for 2 days. I mean, he didn't have they did, one year they went in there for food, but no, they didn't. They used
No,
the
they have
tent.
food outside, yeah.
They used the tent.
They mainly use it as a
Registration.
registration and then at like a holding area, because I know he'll put on like the race on the big screen. He hooks up to the projector and he has like a race showing or something. So it's like a holding area for people who are working it, maybe people who aren't doing the whole thing but are waiting for those to come and,
Right,
and
it's
stuff
not
like
used
that.
as a function hall, it's used as,
No.
Headquarters.
Yeah, it's headquarters. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
so, and in that respect, we don't charge him that much because we get it on the other end, because we charge him per participant.
Yeah.
And there's over 1,000 participants, and we charge, there were approximately 1,200, it was approximately 600 each day.
Yeah.
So we get, 6,000 from that, and then the hall rental.
So that means they can't use their building even for the bathrooms and all that, they realize that,
They don't use the bathrooms that day.
Correct.
They are not allowed to use the bathrooms.
okay.
They use porta johns, and that's the other thing. We've
What
got
are those put?
Well, they're usually put over here, but we've got to make sure that everything is over here in this parking lot.
Well, the footage johns are over here anyway. They're,
Well,
they're
they-
right back here.
They put them right out here last year. They were right out here they were all along the bocce court.
Really?
And that should be out of sight of the wedding.
They should be over here.
They usually put them back here,
Right.
over by the horseshoe pits. So we'll have to tell them yeah.
Everything,
you
like
don't
his
want the-
container, his equipment, it's got to come over here.
Yeah,
It can't
it's
be put in
usually
that
over
parking
there.
lot.
Right.
Because the small parking lot and the lot, how big is the wedding? Do you know how big the wedding
Big.
is?
It was big.
So we've got to reserve
75.
the parking lot in the tennis court and the small parking lot have got to be reserved for that. Okay,
on
that's
there,
already
yeah.
in, all right, all right.
That was, yep. Okay, so 700? Or do we want to discount off that? I don't, we can run it by him and see if we get any any blowback, but
Nope.
Didn't he already get it sent to him at 700 from his?
I don't know.
Has this rate been the same for the last couple of years, the 925, 975, or?
Yeah.
I think it's 950. Yes.
Yeah,
So we haven't gone up, I wouldn't go any less than 700 then, I mean, why?
right, but he's not using any of the buildings.
So.
Well, on Sunday he is, but on Sunday he is, but on Saturday.
Oh no,
You're
you
right.
can do that. That's fine.
Does he have the building on Sunday?
Yeah, I have that on the computer. I don't think he has the building on Sunday. I think once he didn't have the building for his registration, he decided to not use it for the weekend, but I would have to confirm that.
Okay. Yeah, I
I thought it was on Sunday, so not Saturday.
Does that change how you feel about what we're charging him?
I mean, I personally feel that $700 is not a lot, considering he basically takes over the whole park.
Right.
And now he's asking to use the whole park.
Keeps asking for more.
Well, yeah, right, so no, he is asking for more park, so. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
That's
I
good.
make a motion, we charge him $700 for the outdoor, use the outdoor facilities.
What was the number they came up with?
$700.
700, okay, so they probably already sent him a bill for 700.
I'm not
I
sure.
know, we're guessing.
Yeah.
Okay, 700. So, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Okay.
But who's gonna oversee that? From
second.
Is it SEM or us or somebody to make sure he does pull the stuff out in time and all that, there's no
We're gonna
conflicts
have
that
to do
day?
that.
Yeah.
So we have to
I
talk
think
about that
we're
for
gonna
sure,
have
how
to
we
be
wanna
down
do
here.
that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to be here.
You can see some real.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
People at the wedding not being happy with it, you know?
Right, the
Yeah.
one thing is, it's an afternoon wedding, it's not a 1 o'clock wedding.
Right,
It's
right.
like- But still, no, I know.
Yeah, it's an afternoon wedding. They're gonna want to set up, but if they're setting up in the building, if we are here and our maintenance staff is here to help TriFest get everything out of the
Yeah,
way,
no,
I think it'll make everybody feel tons
right,
better.
and if we can go in and, ask them if we can help them in any way, set up inside.
Right. If they need the
and-
chairs outside, because the
It's-
gazebo's
it's a
being
big moneymaker
used,
for us.
like,
It's now gonna be our biggest moneymaker of the year, so.
Right, we can all
we
kind of
could
pitch
use
in.
anybody's help for a couple hours.
Right. Right.
I plan on being here, I know my wife will be.
So write
So-
down
Have her run the
July
race and help
11th
work
and
as
August.
well.
What's this one?
This is August,
15th of 2020.
2020, both of them, 2020.
2020. So 15th is the day that we gotta hustle.
Right, but
About.
the thing is he starts bringing his stuff in here on Thursdays. You know, they drop off the thing on Thursday. We should make sure that it is not put there, that it is put.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make sure that we spend some time down here.
To make things run smoothly.
We just lay it out where it's supposed to be, you know, if we have to.
And that's what we
fence it
said
off
over
and all.
here, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like kind of behind this building is perfect, because then it's not in, you know,
Yeah.
open eye view.
Yeah, they don't have like speakers or like noise and all that stuff. Would they have like?
Not in the morning.
But in the
not-
afternoon, would they?
Not when they're doing that. In the afternoon, that's gonna be an issue, because they announce the runners when they come in. They announce
What time
everyone's
is
name
that at?
from every town.
Oh, what time is that at?
Oh, it's, you know, the swim is half an hour to an hour. The bike is from,
Because will that be going on just after
Oh, yeah.
they're getting married
are
outside?
they getting married outside?
Well, can there be on the addendum no speaker after 12:30 or whatever?
What time is the wedding? Are they having the wedding here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a wedding here.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was
All
just for a
rooms in
second.
the gazebo, so they're having the ceremony outside.
So what's the question? Like the
Well,
band?
and when they're finishing, that's a great point, because when they're finishing, they have a DJ, they got music playing.
It's still running at 4:30 in the afternoon?
Is the start of the wedding at 4:30?
Yeah. It's a.
No, they're done.
It's an afternoon wedding.
They're
Oh.
done.
They're done with that.
Or
I was
4:30,
thinking
something like
one,
that, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was thinking,
That's really good.
2 or 3. And
Yeah, in here it's booked at 1, but
we need to confirm the time.
right, like
So
the,
that- so
the
that-
actual
So
ceremony
that
time.
we tell him he has to, they have to be stopped. I don't care if they're still finishing, they have to be stopped.
Yeah.
We can't have a loudspeaker going when they're
No.
doing their wedding vows.
No. And I mean, they could, theoretically, if it was still going on, they could
They
just
could
turn
finish.
it off for an hour or half an hour.
But at the end, the poor people finishing at the end get the shaft.
Well, you know,
Because-
at marathons, that's what happens. They don't get that all pomp and circumstance at the end.
Well, I mean, you know, if you haven't finished the bike by a certain time, you're done.
No, they like cut you off.
You're done.
This is your max time.
Well, what do they do? Go out and get you?
Well, I mean, when you finish the bike, if it's too late, you're not
Oh, they
going
won't
on,
let you go run? Yeah, okay.
because it's
Yeah.
just going to be too late. But it does go. It's going to go to 1 o'clock. They should be done by 1 o'clock.
I think we're good.
That's not a problem if the wedding's 4:30.
No, I'm 99% sure it's like a 4 o'clock wedding, 4,
Okay.
4:30, something like
And
that.
I think I remember him saying, "We're going to be long done by then."
Yeah.
But that's not the problem. It's they got to get their stuff off of that side of the street.
Yeah.
It has to be off everything.
I'll ask SEM to update just this wedding more with
Yep,
all the
give us
times,
times.
because it's such a bump up with TriFest.
Yep. Okay, good point. Glad someone thought of that. Sports season 2020 field fees.
Yes, you have the write-up that Justin did for your review.
I mean, last time we brought this up, we said, "Oh, don't worry about it, no problem." Now he wants to know ASAP because people are making the schedules up. Well, we asked that last time. I particularly asked that.
Yeah, and I said we have to make a decision relatively soon, because
Yep.
they're gonna start registrations in December. Most of them do.
So I guess, I mean, what do we, and maybe you've registered already now, like, what did we make in 2017? What did we make in 18? I mean, I kind of confused that because I don't know exactly what
Okay,
it's
hold
showing
on.
here.
Okay.
This is your total,
We've been
total
charging.
revenues for fees. It's 19,000.
All right, so we lost $2,000 from following year. Well,
Yeah.
attendance was down or something, or
Yeah, looks like that. It was
Why did it
like,
go down by 1,800?
Well, you have
kids.
AJFC went down and fall soccer went down. Most likely participants.
And
went down.
AAU went down, because we had 6 teams the year before.
That's right.
And only had like,
that went down by $1,200.
Yep.
it did, I knew it did, I just didn't see the numbers.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's right there. We
Well, that's
had
most of it. That's 2/3 of it.
yeah, we had more teams in 2017 than 2018.
And that
So we have-
definitely was the case.
We have 920 kids using these fields. in which we're bringing in a total revenue of $19,325. That's 2017.
Yep.
I would say it's been a long time since we raised the fees.
At least 10 years.
And we just lost a huge income with the Lakeville Haunted House. Now his proposal here is to go up to 20 in order to pay for the fertilizer costs. And that's a good point. It doesn't quite pay for the fertilizer costs, but it does pay $7,000 out of the $8,000. We actually have $12,000 budgeted for fertilizer this year.
Use it.
We're pretty close to using it, right?
We will use it in the spring.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
at a 30
two new fields. So,
a 33% raise in fees, that's still a pretty low number, you know, it's not
that's from
like.
$15 to $20 a kid.
It's, I was thinking like 25 a kid. I thought we were gonna go, you know,
Yeah.
that was my first guess at 25. They're certainly not hurting for $25 a kid from what they're getting.
Oh, no.
Whatever that is, whatever that number is, 15, 20, whatever,
No.
you know. So, I mean, we're not, the fertilizer is not, we're gonna do it in addition to that, right? We talked about other
Right,
things
I
as well.
think, that, my estimation, this raise in fees was to help offset the loss of the haunted house. I thought we were gonna ask for a stipend for fertilization.
Well, I think we still should. And I
Maybe not the whole 8,000, but we
Right.
definitely should ask, start somewhere.
A good chunk of that, I talked to that for John Pond having an extra fee, a kid fee plus a fee for the
Right.
field stuff.
Right.
So I think we should do it, I mean, fertilizer, $12,000.
Right, but that's an added cost that we haven't been spending at this point. I'm
Right,
just
but
saying.
we've been eating this last couple of years, fertilizer, right?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
For many, many years, all of the sports teams paid for that themselves.
Yep.
Fertilizer, field mix, lime, whatever.
We're
They
paying for it
paid
all
for
now.
it themselves. Somewhere along the line,
Yeah.
we took it over.
At no additional
Yeah.
charges.
Put it in our budget, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just came out of our budget.
Yeah, so I think we need to look at this with our reduced income, if we can continue to do that. What first comes to mind for me is this field over here that we've been talking about, the U10 field, so it's soccer, which is now totally a disaster. We're gonna have to spend some money on that in the spring. We don't have it, so we're gonna have to talk to soccer and say,
They're gonna have to come up with it. They're the ones
Yeah.
that did it.
yeah.
Not only that, they widened that fee by 15 yards. So baseball's complaint that they were getting yelled at on foul balls, it is almost to the backstop, almost to the dugout.
Yeah,
They made it a U12 field, so they widened it by 15 yards.
yeah. I think they did that because they were trying to let other fields, rest. But
Yeah, no, I understand that.
yeah, you do that, and then that feels. My point being, we don't have the money in our budget to spend. That's going to be $4,000 or $5,000 between the seed, the fertilizer, and
We're not gonna be able to do it.
yeah.
We're not gonna be able to do it.
So going back to what you're saying, I think we need to go back to talking to these different groups and saying, listen, you need to kick in for your fertilizers and your supplies, because
Yeah.
we just don't have it. We don't have the budget for it.
We're gonna do something. Something's gonna come up.
Yeah. And I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't think that it would be a problem with most people.
How much of a decrease was fall soccer?
Well, this is 2018.
Yeah, it was
this
just
year.
yeah, it was a difference between 2017 to 2018, but it went down this year too, but only like $100. So you can see we went from 2017 in the fall having 6,100 down to 5,500 in 2018.
Where
What are you looking at?
What are you looking at?
Oh, I'm sorry. He grouped it all together. You don't have
Yeah.
this breakdown. Sorry. I broke it down. I can send it to everybody. But what I had from 2017 was $6,180 from soccer. In 2018, it was $5,540.
That's a $600 decrease.
So there was a decrease on that.
Well, another reason to raise the fees, because even though they have less kids playing, it's still the same amount of area that we have to maintain.
Okay.
I'm just concerned about the Little League one because their numbers are going down. And their play here is going down. And we jack at 1,000, they may just go to Freetown completely and then we're gonna lose it all. That's just my outside concern.
So maybe we should have some conversation with the different,
You know, so I'm just saying, I mean, their numbers have taken more of a hit over the last 5 years than all the other groups have. The amount that are playing baseball are down, as well as softball. But actually, new softball people have done a good job. They actually brought up their, but it had gotten so low. I mean, they barely had one team per age group.
right?
That's all. That one there. I'm just concerned about the AU team. I'm not. I have no problem with that. And all the other ones, I have no problem. I'm not trying to say we don't, but I think if we look at the numbers that are playing, 2,500 is probably 25 a kid.
25 kids?
No, it's probably closer to $20 or 25 a kid right now. For the amount of kids they have playing baseball from Lakeville, the numbers are way down. 4 years ago, it was 165 kids.
Well, they only they
Paying
pay per
$2,500.
kid though.
No, they don't. That's a flat fee.
What is?
Baseball,
They pay a flat fee instead of,
AAU does.
and so
Yes.
doesn't baseball.
and yeah, baseball does too. They have for the past 3 years.
So what if we looked at non-flat fee? Should we be charging AAU more and Little League less? Is someone getting a free ride there a little bit, or no, for the flat fee? If you went 20, 25, whatever the number is, X amount per kid per AAU, what would that come out to be? Are they getting a deal at 600?
Wow.
Or from whatever
Yeah.
it is? Is Little League getting hosed a little bit?
So what is the flat fee for Little League?
2,500.
$2,500.
I mean, they're paying a little more per kid on the AAU, but those also pay to play. You know, they're paying.
So how many AAU kids are there?
There's probably a dozen per team, maybe 13. There's
How many teams?
not a lot. How many do we have this year? Kenny has a
5.
couple. I know we're down from last year because Field 1 is not being used as much, but Field 4 is. It fluctuates as they get older. They move from field to field.
But if it's 5 teams, it's only $10 a kid. They get the deal. Just
Yeah,
a flat
because
fee.
usually it was the Giants that came in and like took a bunch, but I think we only had 2 Giants teams this year.
Right, we had a couple of teams from Kenny. What do you mean $10 a kid?
Wait, it's $600, right?
Yeah,
So he says 5 teams at
well,
12
it's 600 per team.
kids. Or per team.
600 per team.
Yeah, so if the Giants
So if you take
have
600 and divide that by
4
just to say
teams,
12,
it's 600
you know,
per.
I mean that's $50 a kid.
Kid. Okay.
I mean it's higher, but
Yeah.
they're out of town kids.
Yeah, I hear you.
and they pay hefty dollars
Hefty
to
fee.
play on this team.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're probably paying $2,000 a kid. You know, so $50 is not a big expense.
Okay, so the first question is, do we want to raise the actual per head fees, right?
Oh, let's see.
Do you remember when it went up to 15?
Oh God, it's got to be 10 years.
Yeah.
It's got to be 10 years.
I was on the board.
Yeah, I
So it's
wasn't.
got to be at least 6.
Yeah. Right. This is the end of my 6th year coming up, and it was 15 back when we were on the soccer board, and I was off the soccer board for 2 years, 3 years. So it's got to be 10 years ago, at a minimum.
Well, can we go ahead and start with raising the per head fee to 20.
20 or 25?
Yeah, I like 25 better.
That's a big.
I mean, it
big
is a
jump,
big
though.
jump, but it's still just such a small dollar amount for a season.
Okay, well, whatever the board decides, I mean,
Or we go with 20 and hit them with a fertilization cost.
well, that $5 is not gonna make the difference in the fertilization.
No, I'm saying 5 plus 5 to 20
Yeah,
and a fertilization cost.
right.
I see either way, you have to go, whatever the increase is, you still have to go, increase of the field uses, fertilizer fee, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I think if we jump, I'm just saying if we jump, although it did go from 5 to 15,
Yeah,
I think if we go to 20, then we're only hitting them for 5 per kid, and then the rest of it is the organization. It's not per kid price. I mean,
5 times 9 is $4,500, that's about half the price. It's about a third of the price of fertilizer.
and we come up with some type of across the board, go
Yeah.
by square footage of what's being
Right, it would
used.
have to be, per,
You know.
yeah, right, exactly.
And say, okay, this is your fee for your fields,
Yeah,
and this is your fee for your fields.
Yeah.
And come up with something to recoup another $3,000 or $4,000. So between the two of them, we at least get the $8,000.
Or 12 grand that we're hearing now.
Well, it's more we're gonna spend, but that's for the entire park. That's for the entire park. And then we're probably gonna spend a couple thousand more for the new fields.
yeah.
Which, I mean, we can't, that's,
Well, it was $850 for that one application, and we're gonna have to at least do that twice more. So that's $1,700 right off the bat.
so I'm figuring 3 at 2,500.
Yeah,
That's why I said a couple grand.
yeah. Probably gonna wanna grub it next year too,
Yeah.
make sure it doesn't
That's
get
what I'm
lost
saying.
before it starts. So, anyway. All right, I mean, I'm okay with 25 if that's what everybody thinks they wanna do. We, again, not to go back to it, we just lost $12,000. We have a $12,000 line item in our budget for fertilizer. That was never there.
Where's this $8,000 number coming from? It says per Nelly.
Well, that's
Which
what,
eight?
that's what it was a couple of years ago, but.
But that's not a 3-year, it can't be a 3-year average because we went over budget last year or the year before. In groundskeeping and supplies.
Anyway, I'm sure she got it from the numbers, right?
Yeah, and I can double check because in 2018 I had it down at 9,600.
Huh?
I had it at 9,600, but I did not include like the gypsy moth treatments
No, that's
Which are-
the trees.
for the trees,
That's-
right? I didn't
that's-
include that sort of stuff. I just put like infield mix. The bulk we get from Winfield. There were other ones in 2018 we got here and there. So that increased it because it.
Why did the gypsy moth
We didn't do that. this year.
treatment go on groundskeeping supplies?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, we gotta
We didn't do it this year anyway.
renovate the check. Yes.
Yeah, because it's groundskeeping, because it's still the trees. But if we want to keep it to just
The fields.
for
that's-
fertilization or fields, yeah, we need a separate account. Agreed. That way it can really, this revenue account from field rentals should really kind of go against this expense account of the fields.
So, what do we think? 20 or 25? If we do 25, then we're not gonna hit them with an additional fertilization cost this year.
Why not? I mean, we're still losing $12,000 in it, fertilizer, whatever it is, 8,000, whatever. I mean, the question, where did they come up with this flat fee? How do you raise that up by a third? Because I see the $20, his math.
He's proposing that
So he's
we raise it
proposing
from
that just
25 to 35.
I mean, that one there, maybe for the low league, maybe that was too steep, like you talked about.
AAU teams
But
raise it
then I
from
gotta
6
think,
to 8.
that's T-ball, minor league, little league, and Babe Ruth. So I mean,
Yeah.
Why are they at a flat fee and not a per head? Because per head wasn't covering the costs?
No. It was, who did the somebody negotiated it, because they,
Did.
I'm trying to remember who it
Remember.
was.
Was it Ken?
It might have been Ken. Yeah. Well, you gotta remember, they combined with Freetown, but all the groups are combined now with Freetown, so.
Oh, well, maybe that's what it was, they couldn't,
So you've got, I mean, like soccer, it's all played here. So it doesn't matter whether they're Freetown or Lakeville kids, we charge X amount of dollars per kid. Baseball is combined with Freetown, but they play in Freetown, they also play here. And it's a whole different structure in Freetown. They rent the fields from the town for next to nothing, but they pay for all, they do all, I take
they
that
do
back.
everything, yeah.
Well, but they don't mow everything. I think the town comes in and mows the outfields. I'm not sure exactly, but it's
Yeah.
a different. It's done totally different,
Yeah.
you know. And so they were having a hard, what are they going to assess just the Lakeville kids this fee?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
You know,
Okay,
so
yeah.
when they became one organization, they were just paying for the use of the fields, and Freetown kids play over here, Lakeville kids, they combine the teams. So, it's not a Lakeville team, a Freetown team, it's a Free Lake team. And they play over there, they play here.
I understand now. I just didn't know. That makes sense.
So it was Ken. Ken negotiated $2,500.
I think so, because I kind of remember that conversation about how we going to charge Lakeville kids versus Freetown kids because they're getting charged this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so they just decided to charge the whole organization a flat fee to use the fields.
Just on an aside, I was talking to Franklin Moniz, and his background is in the Parks Department from New Bedford. And in New Bedford, like baseball leases the field from the town, well, I don't know how much, but they're responsible for everything inside the fence. They mow it, they fertilize it, they line it, they drag it. It's theirs to use any way they want. And he said that they do that with every park in New Bedford, all the ones that are being used by sports teams. So that's a totally different approach than we have. Mm-hmm. But
It is.
I don't know. We do an awful lot of work here for everybody.
Right. No, we do. And they also get a budget from the city of New Bedford too,
Well, that's true.
which we don't.
Right.
Yeah,
but the money that we get,
no, I know.
that we're collecting, that doesn't even come close
It doesn't even pay
to
for my
cover.
salary.
Yeah, it doesn't even come close to paying for what we spend on these fields.
No, it doesn't. And I mean, somehow, it's got to start getting close to equalizing. I mean, or else we're going to be out of business because we're not going to be able to do capital projects. If we don't have the money to pay for things.
I mean, is there any way to cut back on the fertilizer cost? Maybe we don't fertilize once a month, maybe we do it every 2 months, I don't know.
We don't do it once a month.
Well, whatever it is, I mean, is there a way to, that's a big nut, 8,000, 9,000, can we cut it down to 6,000? I don't know.
Well, that's a good question, but it's not a concrete answer because like this year we had that problem with the clover. So we had to bring a licensed guy in here to apply it because we don't have, that's a specialty
It
thing.
was a special.
Clover's nice looking.
So that was,
Kick a ball.
green.
You can kick a ball.
green. It was green.
So leave
Yeah.
clover. I mean, do we have to get rid of clover? I don't know. I mean, who cares? It's
Well,
there.
the problem is clover will eventually take over everything.
I'm just
Anyway,
saying,
that's just one point. Then
Yeah, no, yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
we have to do grub control.
Yeah, I'm just, maybe,
So
because then it's gonna be up to 10, 12 grand probably down the road, easily.
Well,
we budgeted 12 and we're gonna go over
And
it.
then if we do a couple treatments down at
Yeah.
Jump On, we're talking probably another couple thousand
Yeah.
down there between three fields.
Yeah, well, I don't
just-
know. John Pond, you probably only want to do field 1 and 2 anyway, right?
Well, we'd like to build up field 3 if we can get it drained. That's the plan.
The best way to do that
drain
is
it.
raise it about a foot.
Put some drainage in. I think you get it if you drain it right, but no, it's never seem to do that. But you could do it, I think.
All right, so
Anyway,
we're-
whatever, doesn't matter on that one. I mean, because we losing money on Clear Pond, losing money here on fertilizer, but we don't, maybe we'll get someone for the Pocket House next year.
When we get through these numbers, then we're gonna look at the Clear Pond numbers and we're gonna have a strict budget. I think we need to have a strict budget in Clear Pond. Because spending was just a free fall.
Okay, so anyway, let's stick with this.
Yep.
What do we wanna raise the flat fee, well, not the flat fee,
User fee.
the per person user fee?
Well, I think my question is if we raise it to 20, are we gonna assess a fertilization fee to everybody? If we raise it to 25, are we still gonna, we raise it $10 a head, it's gonna be hard to turn around and tell them, we need another $1,000, $1,500 more after raising it $1,500. I mean, I'm just saying, I think we gotta do it one way or the other, or smaller in one and hit them again. I mean, I'm,
So if he did go 20, then we'll have to figure out before we publicize anything what the
Yep.
fee's gonna be for
Yeah.
the square footage or whatever, right?
Yeah, because they need to figure that into their
Yeah.
budget.
yeah, so maybe it's easier just to say 25?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, if we're gonna charge them back anyway, let them pay it up front, and that way you don't have to worry about it.
So by going to 20, he was saying that's gonna recoup approximately 7,000?
Yeah.
Is that what his numbers
Yeah.
were?
Yeah.
So by going the extra 5, that should probably help us all the way around with the fertilization. So maybe we go to 25 and just call it a day.
Yeah.
And then,
We'll have to-
and when they
he's
push
also-
back, we explain why.
He's also proposing that we raise the flat fees too, on
Well, we have to, oh, no, absolutely, we have to, yeah, we're gonna have to raise our Little League, and it's not because they don't have fewer people, it's because this is what the costs are. These are what our costs are.
As I don't mention the 33% part to them, because they'll wonder why is the per head more than 33 while the other ones are.
Well, no, I think if that's the case, we go up, so that's 66%. From 15 to 25.
So if we, okay, in
And then,
15 to
so
25,
that would be raising, I know what you're saying, so does that mean you raise Little League from 25 to 35, or do you raise it from 25 to 45?
well, I thought you just said that Little League is gonna be a
But
problem.
I was thinking Little League, but that includes T-ball, minor league, major league, and Babe Ruth. It's not just Little League.
Well, maybe it would be more fair to them to go back to just saying a per head. I mean, they charge per head for, yeah, okay, you're saying because they also play games in another place, but softball does too. We're charging them per head.
But they register as Lakeville, right? They're not Free Lake softball, are they?
They're Free Lake.
Free Lake.
For you.
Yeah. Do they play over in Freetown?
Thought they did.
Okay, I know they play in other towns.
Yeah.
I think first of all, that we definitely like AAU teams need to go up. And
Go up to 850.
go what?
Go up to 850.
Okay, I was thinking 1,000, but 6 to 8 is $200. We don't want to chase them away though either, I guess, huh?
No,
Yeah.
this is saying 3 years down the road, we can't go to 1,000.
Another thing you can do, I mean, if we say if you go to 20 or to 25, whatever it is, we better try to get more events in here to make more money out as well. That could help us offset the cost of the other stuff. So maybe we don't go, maybe we only go up to 20, a smaller hit, go up to 33% on everything, and then see what pans out with getting other stuff in here. I don't know, what do you guys think? Are people going to balk when they see a 67% increase? And,
Well, they're gonna balk no matter what, they're gonna balk over $5.
well, but you can justify, 15 to 20. I mean,
Well,
I know if I'm going to 25, but,
Then maybe we go $5 and assess a small fertilization fee so they get used to the idea.
Then next time we go, we say, okay, forget about the fertilizer fee, but you're gonna pay more per head.
Either
Pay
way,
it that way, whatever.
either way. I mean,
I think the per head one isn't gonna bother them as much as the flat fee. I think it just looks more like they're getting hit harder.
Well, I'm just looking at, trying to do some numbers there. If they did have to pay for all this stuff themselves, it would be a heck of a lot more than when it comes to
oh yeah.
like $28 or $25 a kid. So either way, we're still absorbing a fair amount of the cost.
Yeah.
Where are we at? I mean, either way is fine with me. I mean, I think the 25 is going to make everybody have sticker shock. I think we can go with 20 and just, you know. Well, the other thing is, people don't want to kick in for the fertilizer. You don't have to fertilize their field.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's kind of where I was coming. My next point was, if we come up with something really, we get maybe a square footage real quick, of the ball fields and of the soccer fields, and come up with, and so we're not hitting them a ton, but we're hitting them a smaller amount. And if they don't like it, we can say, okay, then we'll fertilize. End of story. Oh, we'll fertilize once, and that will be it. You won't get a second fertilization of it. I'm just saying, they don't want to pay for it, but we can't absorb it all.
Right. All right, so I'll make a motion.
I'm just throwing out a figure of, if you want, 1,000 to soccer and $750 to baseball, and AAU teams, I think you just got to hit them a flat fee. Or whatever you're going to charge them. 800, 850, whatever. And then if we tell softball that it's going to be $250.
What about men's softball? We got that down here too, right?
Yeah, that's right. I forget about that. I don't think that's in here, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
I included men's
Well,
softball.
they should be hit. So they only use one field, but so you're talking $250 for them. But they do play. They do play from 8 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's not one game a day.
Women's soccer.
Women's soccer.
Women's soccer.
Women's soccer.
They're included too.
Well, they're going to go up per head.
Right,
For sure.
they'll go up per head. Yeah, so men's softball, they've consistently, and I don't think it's a flat fee. I think they just always have the same number.
Who?
Men's softball.
Well, they have the same amount of teams.
Yeah, so it's the same.
It may fluctuate a player or two. So
the amount is the exact same.
Yeah, but
They pay the same
I think how much is the amount?
1,060.
Right.
They've paid that 2017, 2018.
$1,060 divided by 6 teams. 176 divided by.
Yeah, it's what they paid this year too.
15.
So for that, because they're only, they
Hasn't
play
gone up
just
in a
on
while.
Sundays, and I'm like, you guys must have the same people who play, and your number stays the same every year. Like you don't recruit, it's the same guys.
Well, it's 6 teams with 13 guys on the team.
Right, and it's probably the same guys every year.
You're not
so.
going to have more than that. You're not going to want more than that. You only got 9 guys on the field.
Their fee is just consistent every year.
But so you've got baseball, you've got soccer, you've got women's soccer, you've got football. Forgot about that one. Baseball, soccer, women's soccer, football.
What do
men's
we charge the
softball.
football people? Is it still just 15K?
Well, that's going to go up too.
No, is that what we're doing now? No flat fee?
Are all
there?
those other sports included in these numbers here?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's already in
It
there.
was every team that used a field, so not horseshoes, not volleyball,
Okay.
but any team that uses a field.
Football technically only have 6 teams. They have a varsity and a JV. But
So where is horseshoes and volleyball? Is that a
They
separate
weren't
report?
in. Yeah, they weren't in those
report?
totals.
Right.
right, because it's more like it's over 20,000.
Okay, so not to get off track, shouldn't we be raising their fee?
Oh yeah, no, I think everybody should be raised. I think he was looking at this because we were talking about the fertilizer.
Yeah.
Right.
So that brings us back to, it isn't fair to go up to 25.
Right.
Because they're not using fertilizer at all, so to go up to 20.
So if we go to 20 and then hit them with a, I'm just kind of throwing, I mean,
We should probably figure it out,
yeah, no, I know
what
that.
we spend and how many
Right.
square feet.
Yeah, I mean, soccer's probably got the biggest area.
Right.
I mean, if that was 1,000, baseball was 750, women's soccer was 250, football was 250, men's softball was 250. I mean, you're talking $2,500 right there. On top of getting $5 times 900 kids.
45, that's $7,000 right there, that's the difference. They talking,
Right, so that's $7,000, and now you're talking another 2,500, you just put yourself over 10,000. And I mean, I'm just kind of putting some numbers down because they're not using as much space, but, you know, obviously, but it's tough to go to square footage because the ladies play soccer on there too. On the, you know, they use 2 fields, they play 4 games a week. I don't know,
So I'd like to make a proposal that we raise the per head fee to $20 for all teams using fields and volleyball courts and horseshoe pits and pickleball.
everybody,
Everybody go up to 20,
across the board.
$20.
as well, then, does that, want to be part of the motions, then we have to figure out what the fee's gonna be for the fertilizer fee, right?
And then we've got.
Well, I just want to do a one-time,
Right.
one part at a
So I think
time.
Mike's motion is to do, the first part of this is to raise it to $20 per head for all groups using all the
All
parks.
fields. So,
All the parks. We have a second on that. Do we have any further discussion on that motion? None. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, I'd just like to see if we can get
No,
a
no,
layout of
Right.
using that. I mean, a little better than that. I'm still struggling to see how this is. If we could break it down, what we have for the last 2 years at 15, then project that with $20, see what the benefit is.
well, I think we're seeing an average here of, I mean, I would just take the number from 18 myself. I mean, I
But that
know
was
we
down,
did an average, but if you do 887 times the extra $5, that's $4,400.
But that's not everybody using the fee. That's not including the
Pickleball.
you know those
That's-
stuff.
yeah.
Tennis, pickleball,
And that's including
golf,
some
whatever
flat
they
feed
want.
people.
Right, but, right, that's just the 5, right. I see what you're saying.
But
Right,
yeah, to Mike's point, you really have to do the 20. We just did that. Then we got to figure out the next. How we're gonna do the
Well,
fee.
before we get on to the extra for fertilizer, I'd like to propose that we increase Little League flat fee from 2,500 to 3,500.
I wouldn't go any higher. You know.
No, I was
Maybe
gonna,
3,000?
how about 3,000? Okay, I'm gonna redo that. Raise Little League flat fee from 2,500 to 3,000.
do we have a second?
A second.
And that's just based on we think there's going to be an impact there, right? I mean, because I said if you go to I know what Justin did here is 33% on everything. So we're not doing that on Little League, but AAU we want to go up even more. You said 1,000.
Mike said 1,000, I said 850,
Just want to make sure you have some understanding why we did what we did.
right, no,
And
I know.
That was not really nilly, you know.
Well, we're not there yet, we're just still doing the Little League one there. Do you wanna go?
Do we have any further discussion on raising Freetown Lakeville baseball to 3,000? No further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye. All right, and I'd like to make a motion that we raise AAU teams from 600 to 1,000. I know there's discussion on that, so.
Well, I mean,
I could just be consistent. Are we justifying a 20% raise for Little League and a 67% raise for AAU?
that's,
Little League's local, AAU's from out of town.
And that's why they paid more.
Right, and this is the reason, but I'm just saying, if someone's gonna look at this a year from now, why they do that, we should have some reason why we did what we did. Right.
Well, AAU has always used the fields a lot for what they pay. They pay $600 and they use them a lot.
That would raise.
Actually, some of them don't use them that a lot,
Right.
which is
That would-
really not a fair thing.
That would
but
raise that fee from $50 a kid to $83 a kid
For what?
if we went to 1,000
For,
AAU.
Well,
Now, my
you have-
question is,
you have a lot of kids.
AAU we should be charging the same for AAU that we're charging for out-of-town softball. We should come up with a similar structure,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You
what's
know,
out of town softball?
well, Joe's got the drifters and the dynamites and,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Okay, so what do you, yeah.
That's not bad.
Stick to $800, you're only talking about $200, I mean, I've always had a thing myself about the AAU teams, because I've always figured the amount of they play they really dominate the fields, and it really, I don't even know recently if it's been a problem, but remember the guy that used to have the AAU club here, and he'd pay us for 2 teams, and he had 4 teams playing, and
Russ.
I wasn't saying any names.
I
Do they,
I did.
do they
So I've
do
always had
more
a-
wear and tear per person?
Well, I mean,
too?
you know what? It's a baseball field, so the baseball and softball fields don't take the abuse that a soccer field or a football field does, or a lacrosse field. They get beat up more. There's no question about it. I mean, the extent of the baseball wear and tear is the kid standing in center field because he's bored, digs a hole. That's about the wear and tear on the fields. I mean, we just have to drag them all the time, but that's because it's stone dust. But I mean, they don't actually beat up the fields where lacrosse, football, and soccer do.
Tear the grass right out, man.
So if you went to, so right now it's
So what do you want to go to, 800, 850?
600, divided by 12. It's $50 a kid. 800 is $66 a kid.
Where do you get what do you use it for computation? How many kids are there?
12.
There's only 12 kids?
They don't have big rosters because they're paying to play.
Oh, okay.
That's 3 substitutes.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, I mean, you get 14 and 15 kids, you got a lot of people sitting down and they're paying $2,000 a pop. That doesn't bode well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, well, those guys that run it make the money, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it, so.
you know, so it would be $66 a kid at 800, and it'd be $70 a kid at 850, and what did I say, $83 at 1,000.
You wanna just leave it at 800 then? Do they have the same rate as everybody else?
It'd be the same rate as the per head, but that's higher than the Little League now.
Either that or 850. I mean, I don't know. You know, what do you think we can work with that with the softball teams?
We can have a out of town rate, people using the fields.
And that's what this is, the
Yep.
AAU slash, whatever you want to call them, what do they call them, what do they call the girls softball when they're
Club teams.
club teams?
Yeah.
What are they paying now for
Well, we
big
just,
flat rate?
Joe's just bringing that under control.
Trying $15 a head, they're paying, everybody is.
Right,
Yeah.
so.
If
so-
we see it's an out of town team, they charge them 25 a head versus 15, or, I have a
Right.
problem with that, yeah.
Well, I mean, well, that's why we did
Yeah.
a per team price. We left it up to them
Yeah.
because they're charging the kids. We charged more per player, but we made it a team price. You know, that's what we did with AAU. So, I mean, you know, the proposal here was 800. I said 850. Mike said 1,000. 900. I mean, what do you guys feel is a? I mean, we're going from 600. I mean,
I like the 850. I think 1,000's a little steep.
Yeah, fair enough, I modify
So what's the percentage on that then, for 600 to 850?
That's gonna be probably about 40%.
So consistent, so if that's what we did there, then we do the same thing for the softball, we'll do 40% raise on those two kids versus the in-town kids would be the 20.
Either that or you tell them,
41,
this is the board's fee for an out-of-town team.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Period.
saying, yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't even charge them per kid.
okay.
It's a lot easier just to say per team. Because, I mean, Kenny's gonna have 4 or 5 teams next year.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. You know, and that's the way we do it here, is that we did it as a per team price. And we gave them, you know, they got like 10 home dates, you get, like 10 home games, because they play a doubleheader. So it was 10 home dates, and we tried to accommodate a practice day. That's what the AAU teams got.
So
Some teams got more because they took advantage of it, and some got less.
So the free league softball would still be for $20 per
They
head.
had $20 because they had the town.
Drifters would be, we have a flat fee per team rate, we'll go with, come
Yeah.
up with.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine, no problem with that.
All right, so where are we at? 800, 850? I already have a motion up there, so I gotta modify it.
I don't know, what math did you figure out there?
I mean,
It was 41.6 if you go to 850.
they were the only ones that got a raise a few years ago. It went from 500 to 600. Nobody else got raised, but you know, you're talking a $400 increase in the overall budget. It wasn't a big deal. It was just that we felt they were being undercharged.
Okay,
And-
well, let's just go with the same as we're raising everybody else. Just go 33% and say go to 800.
But we don't have to. What I'm saying is because we're not charging them a per
Yeah.
player cost.
Yeah,
We're charging them per team cost, and they're not town teams.
Right, so it's a for-profit club team.
yeah.
Yeah, they're making money at it, and that's fine. But we wanna keep that cost down for the kids in town.
Correct. That's what we're trying to do.
Are they also gonna pay a fertilizer fee, AAU teams, or that flat fee gonna be it?
I don't see how we can do that.
That if we don't, then they should go more than the 33.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
So
go to 850.
You can go 1,000 if you want to say, okay, no fertilizer fee for you, but we're gonna go 1,000. You can probably justify that, right? Double the 67%. The other team was 33, so you doubled it because no fertilizer fee. I don't know.
Ah, this is a good point. It's a good point.
So are you saying like, give the team an option to do per
No,
team?
no,
or you're
no,
not
no,
saying-
No options.
No options.
Yeah.
I was gonna say with the fertilizer
Yeah.
or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the club teams, it's just gonna be, this is the new price because, you know, we can't afford to pay the fertilizer and all that. So we've had to raise it, and the other teams are getting hit with a fertilizer fee and you're not. I mean, I don't know. I think 1,000's a lot, but I understand what you're saying. I understand why you're saying 1,000. I understand why you're saying 1,000. I just think it's a big jump from 600
Yeah.
to 1,000. I don't see why we couldn't in 2 years go to 1,000.
About 900, then it's 50% raise.
Yeah, we don't wanna drive people away either,
No.
No, that's what I'm saying. Right.
so.
So just go this year, go to 800 then. Think what Justin had it. It's more than the Little League raise. They're going 20%. We're going 33% for AAU. Let's go with that then. They don't play as much as everybody else, right? Field wise, usage wise, they're not here that much, are they? Or are they? We're gonna lose fertilizer money, I guess, if we don't charge them an extra fee. Just if we go up to 800. Are we gonna lose money with them or?
What they were supposed to get was a maximum of 10 home games, which are 20 games, because they play doubleheaders. 10 home games and a practice per week. That's what we were allotting them. Our past scheduler didn't quite adhere to that and gave some teams more and some teams less. Justin's on ball on that, so I don't think that'll happen this year. All right, 800, 850. Final time.
850.
Modify your,
No fertilizer.
So just so we doing the math in the head, are we taking a little math on that one or no?
This year. No reason why we can't raise it again later. We are increasing it 33% plus 6, plus 7, 42%. If we go to 850. So that's actually,
I sit here smiling because I'm thinking about it in the big picture.
I know.
We're worried about it, and
It's a couple $100.
none of this is
Yeah.
gonna come close to covering our
No,
costs.
Maybe we'll just make it 50%, make it 900, 50%.
Yeah,
That makes sense? Make it even, instead of 42%, raise it 50%, 900. Keep it simple math. Is that gonna kill us, you think? Kill them? And no fertilizer fee. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is that too high?
it's fine with me. I propose 1,000.
900.
It's fine with me.
I like 900.
I don't know, it's split hairs.
Yep, because we're only talking half a dozen teams.
Yep.
All right,
You're
you
talking-
wanna make a motion? Cause mine never gets seconded anyway, so go ahead.
Oh, sure. You had the whole thing here, right? You were getting it straight, right?
Just the A.
Oh, just the AAU?
A
Yeah.
club and AAU, meaning softball and AAU. Is that what we're talking about? Both
Yes.
softball and
Yeah.
AAU?
The club teams,
Club teams.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead, go for it.
Yeah, I make a motion, we change the fee from 600 to 850, to 900, you said, right? Sorry about that, I'm losing my mind here. Fall club teams, softball and baseball, $900. Anybody second it?
Second.
Any discussion?
You're doing good, keep going.
Hey,
All those in favor?
all those in favor, that's
Aye.
it. There we go.
Aye,
No,
I heard one eye.
we're not gonna,
aye.
we're not gonna communicate this to anybody yet either, right? This is
No, not yet, but this is gonna go out soon. We've gotta,
Well, we got-
we need to figure out
The other half.
the other half of it. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, as far as the added fee, I mean, like I said, I was just throwing numbers here
Yeah.
because of, the size of space. But I mean, so this is gonna generate, so this should generate somewhere around 7,000 based on Justin's, numbers.
Yep,
I mean, if we can come up with some type of formula that works, and I mean, this was just quick and dirty, when I said baseball 750, soccer 1,000, women's soccer 250, football, and men's softball, additional 250 pop. I mean, it's gonna be a minimum, I mean, that's $2,500. That gets us almost to 10 grand.
An improvement.
It's gonna help, because we've lost 12. So we've gotta come up with some type of square footage so that it passes the sniff test.
well, first thing we gotta do is figure out what we're gonna need to do for fertilization this year. We won't have to do the clover thing, so that's a lot
Right.
less,
What's
and we can do
clover?
it ourselves. I think we're good with grubs. I don't think we need to, we don't do that every year. We didn't do it this year, maybe, I don't know, I kinda have to talk to Mike before he leaves and try to get an idea. Or we can have a sit down with the guy, from, what's the name of the company that sells us all that stuff?
Window?
Winfield.
Right. And that's a May, early June thing that's gotta be done anyhow.
All right,
It's gonna be done.
probably earlier than that,
Well, I'm saying the
Yeah.
latest.
yeah.
Plus we gotta do
So-
an early fertilization and.
We should let them know that plan on a few extra bucks.
Right, when we send them out these these are the new rates, that there's also gonna be some equal
Yeah.
assessment for fertilization / grub control / clover / whatever. I mean, we can.
Field mix, yeah.
Well, I don't wanna say field mix, cause that's just baseball.
No, but I mean, that's in that same budget though.
I know it is, but I'm just saying, I mean, cause
Yeah.
then soccer looks at that and go, oh, you don't use field mix.
Yeah,
Fair is fair.
yeah. Well, I mean, like softball, we should be getting them a big pile of stuff in there every year too.
Well, I was gonna get to that, because,
Well, I mean, that's what
But see,
that's what their increased fee is gonna go to,
Yeah.
so.
Right, and I mean, you know, they're gonna need a couple of treatments of fertilizer down there too, you know?
Might mess it up.
Yeah, I know,
exactly.
you know, and it's so wet down there.
No
Everything,
sprinklers needed.
everything does.
So, we've gotta work on some type of fertilization calculation, you know, for
Yeah.
the softball fields and then.
And some of it we'll have to absorb because.
No, absolutely, I mean, no, I can't.
3 acres of fields over there that.
I'm not, you know, saying,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of open space here that gets
Yeah.
done that
Yeah.
isn't, you know.
Right, so we have to
any
take
one
the
group's.
whole amount that we're gonna spend.
Right,
Take out what we need to cover,
yeah,
like around here and.
yeah, around the
And then-
building, out here.
Right, and then what percentage
yeah.
is soccer field, what percentage is baseball, what percentage is football,
Right, and then we're gonna have like a minimum fee,
right.
because some of these are doubled up, some of these are using the same space, or you take the total cost and you split it between
So
the
it's
two.
gonna take a little bit of work,
Right, it's gonna take some time, but we gotta
we gotta do it soon.
we gotta do it sooner than later, yes,
Alright, I gotcha,
yes.
okay.
Okay, so we've increased the fees.
Sports season? Is there no updates? Anybody else?
I think that was Justin's.
Yeah.
John Palm Park.
What was this for well drilling bill balance we're talking about here? What's that?
That was for,
Got nothing to do with you,
that was the new fields over here.
Oh, it was under JPP, I didn't know what we were doing there.
Oh, was it?
it's in the wrong
I'm
one.
sorry, it's in the wrong spot. I
Yeah,
apologize.
that belongs down below,
Down below.
on the next.
Sorry.
Just a quick one where.
I think softball should pay for the wall drowning.
That's good, there you go. We'll sneak it by him.
Yeah.
The portable bathroom, I don't get a text from you last weekend, but Linda had a problem with it. I got it fixed, I believe, it was the evacuator was not, that's full, it was low on water. That wasn't
Because the
sucking-
water was shut off?
It wasn't sucking it back in. I got that fixed. That was over there the other day, this weekend, I flushed each one about a dozen times, no problem. I got Mr. Cesspool coming Thursday to do the final pump out. I'm gonna do the winterizing probably on Wednesday. I spoke to the guy who wasn't very helpful at all, that Clint guy. He goes, well, it's in your manual. He was telling me, oh, you gotta do this and this. I'm like, we don't have an inboard water tank, you know, it's city water. He didn't understand the difference. So looking at this here, I was gonna go get some stuff from Lusso's with the little hand pump to just pump in the antifreeze.
Antifreeze, yeah.
I don't know if anybody here's got an RV at all.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna, if I can have someone just down there, cause if I'm pumping in, I need someone to put the faucets on while I'm doing
Yeah,
that.
no, two people.
So someone could be there Wednesday.
One person job, you're running back and forth.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if someone's available Wednesday, help me out maybe. If Wednesday a good time? Thursday?
Actually, I'm gonna be around part of the day Wednesday because I'm gonna be mowing that when we get to it, but yeah, I can help you out.
Cause I was gonna get stuff tomorrow. Pump it out in the morning, hopefully, and maybe Wednesday afternoon. I just, you know, I'm not gonna pump it in, but I need someone just
I've
put
got one of those
stuff.
hand pumps.
I was just gonna get one for the thing and leave
No,
it
it's
there.
fine, yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
I was
that's
gonna think about bottom line, I said just get one and just
Yeah.
keep it with the unit. I'll just get a couple gallons of
They're
that
not
stuff
that expensive.
and then just do it. I don't think you have to do any draining because it's just city water on there. So it's not a.
We never filled the tank at all.
No, and what antifreeze goes into the tank isn't gonna hurt it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Because that's what I do to mine, is I
Yeah.
blow it out with air, and then I put.
I'm not even gonna blow it out, I'm just gonna.
Right, no.
Yeah.
I put antifreeze in, but I don't fill it up,
Yeah.
and then I push it out again, and I leave antifreeze in the line, in the sinks, you know.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna do.
I don't leave it full, but I just leave it in there so that I've pushed out the water, pushed it out with air, and then I push.
Yeah, I'm gonna pump it in there by hand and then pour some in the drains and all that other stuff there. Should be all set. Put it down.
Yep.
And I'm looking at getting a cover for it too. I'll go to Lusso's and see what they have. Let's see what's online too.
Or Campers World,
Yeah, I'll see what they have.
because I can get a discount. My little card
What is this?
at Campers World.
Maybe I'll go to campus with them.
I gotta get one for mine too.
Okay. I'll wait on the cover. I'll get the antifreeze and the pump. No problem.
2-for-1 deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt that. They're a big company.
I got the measurements on the thing. I fell off the thing today trying to get measurements. I get measurements on top there. I get on the wheel and you know,
I stopped in-
I'm too heavy and I like I wobble over. You know.
I stopped in a week ago Friday, I stopped in Saturday, I go down, I check the locks,
No
make
one
sure
was
everything's
looking.
locked up.
I made sure I jumped up quickly.
You know, check the locks, everything was all locked up.
Just thinking, I was thinking we're gonna find you in the March, you know, with the snow.
Exactly. I did take the fence down to the portable fence. I took that up off the post, but I took
You
it
took it down?
Yeah.
You're too good to those guys.
It was closer than I thought to carry from way down back to put it in their shed. I did that last Saturday. A little further than I thought, but no big deal. I moved the barrels into the dugout because they blew all over the place too. So I get them all in the dugout and all that stuff there. I know we talked about that, a lock for that little door there. Did maybe go down there and take a look at
I
it?
did go down and take a look at it, and what we need to do is we need to get one of, you know how like on the other door, there's that iron slide?
Yeah.
That's what we need, we gotta get,
But you need something welded on the right side to slide it into.
no, it's there,
No, they're vertical.
well, they're vertical.
But there's nothing on the side panel to touch it to.
You just push it through and there's a little thing at the bottom, and when it goes through,
I didn't see it at the bottom. If you can do it, fine. Or whatever. I just put a block in front of it, keep it closed there, but it was open again the other day.
it was open again, and I put the block back too.
I was going in there.
I know,
Oh, anyway.
I know, and I found the light switch.
Up top there, yeah.
Oh, here it is, oh, cobwebs, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, because when you said that, I said, oh, I gotta go check out what he was saying. I reached up.
If we can get, the bunker rate guy, if Mike can take that out of
the bunker
there.
rate
I
out.
spoke to Mike Vickery today about that. He says, yes, he can make room for it over here, but he's gonna wait until the last week that he's working.
Okay, that's fine.
Because it's tight in there as it is. So that makes sense, you know.
Well, we're only
The
talking-
last
we're only
thing he
talking a
does
couple
is
weeks.
load it in there.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, I think if it stays there, it's gonna be a bucket of rust when we get it in the
Yeah.
spring.
If we get a load of stone dust drop somewhere, well, maybe a load of stone too, so you can do the walk maybe in the off season here. If somebody drops a load of stone dust, we get that from the highway
We
department.
don't wanna put stone dust in the walkway. We want
No,
gravel.
for the field, 'cause it needs it in the parking lot a little bit too. Fields
Washed
can use the
out.
stone dust, it's washed out pretty good. And then the driveway can use the stone. Like that, so.
I don't know where we got that from.
Oh, so we get a load of it here, I think it comes from,
No, not the
Bird?
stone dust, the other stuff.
Gravel?
Yeah,
Stone?
I think Franklin said that either he had some or he could get it.
yeah.
Obviously, we'd have to pay for it, but I mean, I think he said he could get it, so
Yeah.
maybe we can check with him. If he can't, then we'll get a load delivered, I mean, that's all there is. But I mean, if he can get it, obviously it'd probably be a little cheaper, cause they have a quoted price. We're just gonna be buying a dump truck full and paying the delivery charge.
Did you wanna do that before?
We can wait till springtime, have them drop it off then, I mean,
I'm just
it's.
thinking it'd probably wash
We'll
out
wash it
again.
again in the winter time, so I mean, either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We you know, it'd be good if you come up with like a wish list of things that we gotta, you know.
Oh, I have that with the Free Lake softball folks.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
No
things
problem.
that we're gonna pay for.
Yeah, exactly, I did, I bought what we pay for, what they're gonna pay for. So we can wait till spring for that, no problem. That's all I got.
Okay. Yeah, I go through here twice a day and I stop in there twice a week. And I was at Flip On the other day. That's what I do. Visit them all.
You gotta get a hobby.
I visit them all. I got a dog. He comes with me.
That is his hobby.
He goes with me. Okay. Anything for Clip On Park? It's not on here, but
Nope.
It is on here. Yeah. Well, use request update.
No, yeah, no, it's something different.
Did we already mention Nate needs a key or meet someone there when? Well, we're gonna wait till the spring.
yeah, right. We're gonna wait till the spring, but he has the key to get in the gate. But I said, do you need a key for the building? He says, yeah, I probably would, just to make sure everything flushes through. And I said, well, because you have a set of keys, I have a set of keys.
Well, I only have the master key. That's the only key I have.
You
don't have
you
a key to the
need
door?
2 keys to get in the door.
Right, I only have those. I was never given keys to it. Only key I have is this master key that you gave us.
That's the
that
lock
the
key,
gate?
the gold one. Okay. All right.
You can have mine. I don't need
Well, you know what?
those keys
We can
anymore.
ask well, either that or we can ask because I know Dougie's got multiple keys because he has, you know, he picks and chooses who he thinks deserves to hold a set of keys and, you know, like gives one, well, I mean, I think he gives it to a maintenance and he gives it to one of the head lifeguards
Right.
because they're the first ones in the morning. And then I said, how you doing getting it back? He said, I got them all back this year, so that's a good thing. Well, I was telling, was it telling you, Mike?
What?
My son, about 3 years ago, my son worked there about
While ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, you might want these. Hands me a set of 3 keys. I go, what are these? He goes, oh, these are Clear Pond keys. I don't know why you still had them, but so that's a thing out there. So Dougie's trying to make sure he gets them back at the end of the year, and I think he did good this year. So especially with new locks, that was important. Route 18 fields.
Okay, well drilling balance. I don't have the bill yet because it's still made out to Dan and not to us. And I told him we need the bill to say Lakeville Park Department or at least Town of Lakeville. So he'll have to wait till the next meeting.
Okay.
I'm gonna, as I started to say before, I'm gonna come down. I was there today, and it needs to be mowed again.
Yeah.
So that's good. So I'm gonna try. Tomorrow's supposed to rain. I'm gonna try to take time off on Wednesday and go over there and hit it again with the Z-Track, and hopefully not sink in.
Hopefully it won't stall on you.
It's not. No, it's all fixed.
I know.
That was a the fuel filter was clogged, which that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to try to do that Wednesday, and he also, his first thing that we talked about doing next was to get the telephone poles along the fields so to keep kids from driving on it. I don't want to give anybody any ideas, but it's all set now. You can't get on it. He did get them all out there. It looks good. You know, we need to clean it up, you know, for the finished product, but it looks good. And the last thing is this Nelson Excavating that Scott and I met with him down there. This was the estimate that was given to us by Daryl. Daryl met with this guy. Then I met with him. It's very low. He's a sole proprietor. It would just be him and his machine down there. I said, why is the price so low? And he said, because he's done pretty much for the year, and he's right up the road. And he said, you know, it'd be a good little side job for me to do as I can. And the job would be to regrade the parking lots, spread the piles of the tailings, the gravel tailings, and pitch it so that if the water runs off correctly, and then consolidate the piles of loam down in the back after he makes like an area where we had talked about possibly putting in some more grass. He quoted us $4,500. We had asked if anybody else was going to help us, but that is not looking good right now. So I don't know if we should.
What about the screening of that other?
He said wait till spring because it's just going to turn to mud.
Okay.
He also said we should take that loom that's there. He said push it back where that other stuff is and put a cone on it so it keeps it from spreading out and mudding up.
Okay. So that he wouldn't be spreading it to where we're talking about.
Wouldn't be spreading it in the fall. That's not what this is. That's not
Okay. This is.
He would be prepping it.
This is the driveway. This is leveling the parking lot and spreading the tailings.
Right, and getting that area ready. If he spread that loom in the fall, he said it would without planting it, it's just going to be all mud, which makes sense.
Yeah. No.
So you want to wait the spring for that, and then we can.
What about moving of any of the other telephone poles to where we might want them?
I'm sure we can get him to do that. I mean, that's not on the quote. But
Oh, okay. I thought that was part of the quote.
we talked to him.
I know you and Mike did it, but I
it's
thought
done.
that was part of the quote was to.
No, it's not on here. We
Okay.
talked to him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I can do that." I mean, he's just a local guy looking to help, I think, and make a couple bucks. My question is, do we have this in our budget, or is there a different line item we can, go to get it? I'd like to continue with the project. If we have to wait, that's fine. We still have 18 months before the grass is ready, so.
Yeah. No. Right. you know, but as far as getting a machine in there and stuff, it's gonna be tough in the early spring because it's gonna be wet,
Right,
you know, so I mean, now is a good time to do stuff.
right.
While it's, you know, but I mean, my thing was, I mean, because we got existing poles there and we want to put them along the inside. I mean, so they're not driving up on that hill, you know, when you first come in, the hill down to the right. We had talked about putting poles, you know, to show where the parking lot actually was and stopped, so people weren't parking everywhere, you know. But that wasn't part of. I thought that was part of it. I thought Darryl had said something about moving the poles too. Darryl did say that. If it's not in the quote, it's not in the quote. But Darryl did say that.
Yeah, well, when we talked to him about that, but I thought we were just talking about putting them around the field to keep the kids off. Keep
Right.
people off. What other ones would we, I'm trying to think
There's a
of,
whole pile of poles there.
not anymore. There's still a lot there, but I mean, it's not as many as there were.
Yeah, he's done, because I was in there Saturday, there was still a good pile there.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably 10 maybe left.
Oh, it's good. No, then
Yeah.
he's, because when I was in there, he didn't have it with,
Where it goes
Field
down,
one.
you come down to into the parking area, the poles do go all the way around like this.
do they?
Yeah, they go around the corner. I suppose you could, if you went any
they
further,
stop.
people wouldn't be able to park there though.
Well, but you want it, but what I'm saying is when, you know, you come in the gate here, and you drive down, and they go to about here, and they stop.
Right.
Now this is gonna be all, but this is a hill, right here.
There's parking in there though.
Right, there's parking in here, because you've got the field goes like this, and there's definitely a lot of parking. You know, but this is a definite, it's an incline, and this is even more of an incline. When you first, this is the road coming in. That's where you drive in.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, I didn't think, I thought that was supposed to, we were gonna grass that in. If we're gonna grass it in,
Yeah, you can put it on the other side, yeah.
I mean, if we've got extra poles, obviously if we don't have poles, I mean, not much we can do.
Yeah, that picture doesn't quite come out enough, but behind that down here by your left hand,
Yeah,
that behind that, no, on the other side, inside of the curve,
yeah, there's a pile of tailings right here.
huh?
There's a pile of
Oh, yeah,
tailings.
that's gonna go, and that's gonna go.
There's a pile of
But I mean,
tailings over here.
There's probably a good sized area of parking.
Oh, yeah, no, there's a lot of parking in here.
Okay, all right.
There's a lot of parking. There is a lot of parking. And I mean, this section, I mean, it's not that wide, it's probably 20 feet wide, but it's a hill.
Right.
It's not so much here, up here, it's
So
definitely a
you're
hill.
talking about putting the
extra-
logs along the inside part of that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we got that.
If we've got extra
But
ones, that's all.
that's not a huge thing. I mean, if
No, it's
you
not.
can do it, that's great. If not, we can do it.
No, as we're finding out, at the time when we first talked about it that Saturday, when Jesse was down there, I mean, we were assuming that we're gonna have to get somebody in here to do that, and then you and Mike ended up putting them all on the field, and it looked great.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, at the time, that was anticipated that we were gonna have to get someone to do it.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's not, he
Yeah.
can do it
Right.
with the Kubota. You know, it's just dragging him along. But anyhow,
Okay.
anyhow.
So my question, I guess, is can we afford this in our budget? That was why I was asking you for updated budget, so we could see what we have and what line items and stuff, because I know we're out of capital expenditure money, right?
No,
We're not out of capital expenditure, okay?
no.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important that we do this while he's available to do it, because we're not gonna get that price from anyone else.
We had, just for comparison, we had the guy who did the fields. I asked him, I said, when they had the bulldozer was there, I said, can you get a price on spreading the tailings out? And it was like $4,000 just for that, not for any of this other stuff.
Right.
So, they get like $2,000, $2,500 a day just to have the machine put it in there.
Right, and the guy was willing to do it because he had the machine there. He had the dozer there, you know? He's looking to make some extra coin real quick.
Yeah, we were saying if he said, $1,000 for a couple $1,000, we probably would have had him do it.
Oh, absolutely.
this is a good price, and it's a local, like I said, it's a local guy, and he's looking to, you know, and we can thank him if he does a good job, and, you know, put it on our website and stuff, and maybe he'll get some business out of it.
And it probably would be a bad idea, again, to do it now that, you know, you get all winter for it to settle in.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
before it gets wet, so, there is room. The only thing we've spent, we had, in the current budget, we did $30,000, because that was all that was earmarked, because
That
was left over
okay.
at the time. Now I'm
That was
getting
for the-
different numbers, but, so that was the 30,000 was all we could use, because after taking, the 75 plus the 75, by my math, that's all we had left.
Yeah.
But that was before the 42 for the parking lot got put back into retained earnings because we didn't spend it.
Okay.
So there is more. We'd have to go to town floor, and I don't think they're going to have a town meeting. I don't think they're going to have a special town meeting. But needless to say, we did have $30,000 in the budget, in the current budget, and I think we've only put the
For-
electric.
For capital,
Yeah,
we have 35.
35.
Okay.
I was mistaken. Once.
Okay.
So there's five we need.
So,
Just found the 5 for it.
all right, so anybody wanna, I'll make a motion that we, hire this guy to do this part of the work and get the, take the next step here and get the, parking lots kinda squared away and graded, and so we'll be ready to do some more work in the spring.
A second.
It's $4,500, I'm sorry, it's $4,500, and it's Nelson Excavating Corporation.
Second.
So we would just need to get his insurance information.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, because they're gonna request it at the town
Oh, yeah.
hall.
Yeah.
So we might as well get it and submit it with the
Yeah.
bill.
Yeah,
His insurance and his W-9.
And a W-9.
yeah, I'm sure these, you know,
Yeah.
Legitimate
but I'm just
business
saying-
up there,
no,
over there,
I
right.
don't question that, but I'm saying, if we submit it with the bill, otherwise, they'll hold it up.
Yep.
They'll
Yeah.
wait, and then they won't say anything, and then they'll hold up the bill. They'll hold up the payment.
okay, well, we can do that, this is just an estimate anyway, so. Sounds good?
Any more further discussion?
Nope.
Second being made, all those in favor?
All right.
Aye. Good, I'll give him a call tomorrow.
Great.
So there's no, not gonna be any town meeting?
That was the word I got at the last, all there is housekeeping, which is moving money around within the budget.
Yeah.
I don't think that I think the premise is there's nothing pressing, or they wouldn't get the people there.
Why, you have to have a certain amount just to have it?
You gotta have 100 people.
And if people want to show up, if there's nothing controversial.
Exactly.
Well, let's get something going.
So that was the gist I got from the department head meeting.
Yeah.
Because somebody asked Maureen, and she says, I don't know if we're gonna have it, doesn't appear. So things may have changed, you know,
Yeah, okay.
I can't speak for,
Well, we don't know how much we have yet, or maybe you're
Well,
gonna get to that, but we don't even know what we have for, yeah. For retained earnings, so,
yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
Okay, so as far as our Route 18 fields, we had to table the well drilling. How about, do we hear anything yet about the Northeast hydro seed bill that's still short?
We are gonna have to make an appropriation here, we're gonna have to make a vote, because I was told was, they can't take it out of a different fund. And there was 75 set aside for that, and the other 75 didn't get spent, so it rolled back into retained earnings. So we have to make a vote to get that expended and a check written, probably have to come up with a new invoice from him for the balance. And then we have to vote on it and say what account it's coming out of, which would be capital expenditures. It's $35,000. That's,
So it'll be come out of that account?
yeah, it's gonna come out of current year's capital expenditure account.
So should I, it doesn't make any sense for him to send another bill, but if you want him to, I guess he can.
We're gonna need
It
an
was-
invoice.
It was, well,
I know.
they have an invoice.
Well, if you could provide us,
expended.
like a statement, which some
Or
companies
a
do, saying
statement,
what
Oh,
is
it shows there's
outstanding.
no balance on it,
No.
okay.
I think we need a new invoice.
Okay, well. I'm
Just
sure-
for the outstanding balance?
The $1,600.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Then
Okay.
we vote next meeting on it. and Get it
Get
paid.
them paid.
Oh, we can pay it.
We can vote it now.
Oh,
We can vote to pay it now. I mean, then we just get an invoice and get it
I
signed.
don't remember
and-
how much it was.
I
Was it
think-
13 or 16 or?
I thought it was 16. but that's-
16.
Yeah, it's gone. for-
What was his second bid?
It was, oh God, I don't have it with me.
I'm so, I
It
can't.
was 37.3. Well, okay, so it was, the first one was 39.3 and then the second one was 37.3, so what was that?
There's 600 right there. 37.3. Yep, that's 600. That's 76, 600, 77, 76, 600, $1,600 over.
Yep. Okay. Anybody wanna make a motion so I don't make any motions?
When you're on a roll.
Which account would we be paying it
We
to?
cover out of capital expenditures.
So I motion that we pay
16.
$1,600 out of capital expenditures to the Northeast Hydro Seed. Pending his new invoice.
Okay.
That's it.
We have a second?
Second?
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You still got some more work to do over there, by the way.
Yeah.
There's a head that's not good in
Thank you, yeah,
one of the, well, it's small stuff.
go ahead.
Okay.
All right, tell him he gets that done, and we'll give him his money. That's all. Budget review.
That was kind of with
Yeah,
the,
all right, for next meeting, I will have some, I wasn't prepared for that. What I've done in the past is I've taken an Excel spreadsheet and done prior years to give you ammunition to look at, you know, so that you're not just sitting there going, yeah, okay, that budget looks great, yeah, you know, so we can compare prior year's numbers, and then we look at the current year's numbers and say, well, like, you know, fertilization, it's gonna go up. It's gotta go up, because we're gonna do some down at John Pond, and we got 2 new fields to take care of. So, I mean, we know that budget's gonna go up, something else is gonna give. So, you know, we can talk about those, and we can do it over a couple of meetings. It's not anything that has to be done right away, but if we get started on it now, we won't be pressed for time to get it done. So I will have something for you next meeting. I wasn't prepared for that. I forgot that we even had that on the last one. So, I think we table that for now. And then, any other old business? You just said something, what was I gonna say? Or the new business? No other old business? There was something out of it. Oh, there was something out of the minutes. How about, for next time, can we,
Like just one.
did you pay the bills?
I pay bills?
Not all of them.
For next time, can you just look over the past couple agendas? Because sometimes we get last meeting's agenda and there's open items, and I usually try to write them down. I didn't write anything down this time. But there was something in the minutes I saw that I wrote down. Cash show dates, vendors, food, fire chief, real estate, the retained earnings. I was given a number. I asked for a printout of the calculation. So I will request that again from town hall. So
You
I
got a
will-
meeting with them soon, right?
I have a meeting on Thursday sometime. Maureen wants to sit down with me and the accountant and go over the numbers for the lodge. I don't well, when I ask her for the retained earnings number, I'm just gonna say, I don't know why the accountant needs to be there. All he does is input the numbers we give him. I have those numbers. I mean, I don't know what information he's gonna provide that's gonna make any difference. So, but I requested documentation from SEM, and Nellie's pulling together our information so that I have ample information for this meeting. Anybody's welcome to come. I think it's gonna be probably 5 o'clock. I'm not doing it during the day. I can't take any more time off. So it's either gonna be 5 or 5:30 or something to that effect. But it's planned for Thursday. If you'd like to come, you are more than welcome.
We're taking most of Wednesday off to
No.
work on the field, so
I understand, I understand.
we're not gonna make it.
But, so that's on the tap. So Nellie's getting me our information, and again, I've requested from SEM, their information to make sure that everything jives. And then I'm gonna go sit with them. That was what I had. Any correspondence?
Yes. So the Clear Pond use, if you remember the metals detecting group wanted to use Clear Pond while it's closed. I did reach out to the town administrator, asked her insurance-wise, town council-wise, whatever ramifications, what, you know.
Thank you.
Insurance-wise, they said it was fine, although they suggested a waiver be signed. And then town council also came back with nothing. That'd be fine, as long as they state that they will not be using the water. Go for it. So, with that information, the gentleman responded to me. I didn't give him that portion of the information, just told him we had some and we're going to review it. So he just said, oh, I printed out the wrong thing. Hold on, I can still get it, because I am on. He was talking about they were going to have the group sign a waiver to begin with. So I didn't even mention the waiver.
What's the waiver say?
So for his...
We're not responsible for anything, and they're not gonna go in the
Right.
water. Oh, so he's not part of the group? He's not part?
He's sort of in charge of the group, but anybody attending from the group, they would have, anyone attending will have to sign a liability waiver stating that they are responsible for their own selves if any type of injury occurs. They are responsible for removal of all trash items dug. They are responsible for reporting any type of artifact found. They are responsible for filling back in any holes properly, as no one was ever there. If any person is caught not abiding by the rules, they will be removed from the event. That's their waiver that they have all the attendees sign.
So if they find someone's wedding ring, they have to return it to us?
They have to report it, so then I guess we can properly try to
Okay.
find it, find the person, you know.
Well,
So-
is that what qualifies as an artifact?
Right. That's what I would think, like, any artifacts. I mean, I doubt they're going to,
Find my quarter in the city.
I doubt they're gonna, list a quarter.
I'm coming for it.
So
1967.
that's their waiver. There was no specifications of our own, so if we wanted to move forward with this event, I guess we could talk with town and go, what do we need to type up, right? You know, just no use of the water, that they understand that the restrooms are not working at this time, the park's essentially closed.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, how would you guys like to proceed?
I like it. I mean,
Because we didn't vote one way or the other.
Not
last
yet.
time.
Right.
Because I was being the Grinch.
So we have to make a motion to see if we want to go ahead and do it, is that what we're saying? And then we'll come up with our own contracts, if you will, a few bullet items in addition to their own, and then they go ahead, right? They're gonna give us the date and the time they're gonna do it?
Yeah, they were just looking for one day, like sun up to sundown.
So they're gonna need a key to get in.
So someone's gonna have to let them in.
and it's a weekend, right?
They were not specific about it. So if we're going to tell them, yes, we'd love to have you just use it for your little event, I think then we can hammer out, what day. and go from
Yeah, I
there.
mean, somebody could stop by first thing in the
Yeah.
morning and unlock it and
Yeah, lock it
lock
up.
it up when they're coming home, or if it's a
Yeah.
work day or something like that, they lock it up when they come home. And, no, there's nothing in there. The doors are locked.
So I motion that we approve letting them look into this, give us some preliminary details, and we can vote on later whether their details are good for us. But we'll let them, look into it for now.
I thought that's what we did. I thought we got the details.
Well, the exact details, like the date. We need details for what our waiver is going to be.
Yeah, we need, I guess, specifics. I don't know. I doubt they want me to type up a random waiver.
No, I know.
Like,
No, I know.
so we'd have to move forward with that. But I guess the question is, does the commission approve to have the event?
I think we need to.
Because
I
if we
think we need to
approve the
vote on it.
event,
And give them
we
the-
can move forward.
either we give them the permission or we don't give them the permission, and we get the date they're gonna do it, and then we type up a waiver. And
Okay.
What's that?
So modify it. I motion to allow them to do the event, and
have just
we can get the
the date.
date and waivers later.
Yep. Second.
Any further discussion?
All in
I
favor?
don't like it. It's all right.
Well, why?
What?
No,
What's the
You're
discussion?
able to nay.
it's
What's the
discussion.
discussion?
No, it's fine.
What'd you lose there, Mike? You
Take a
don't
vote.
have to find.
I move to take a vote.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it.
I'm waiting.
So moved.
Waiting for the opposed.
Any opposed?
Nay. Don't want it.
Motion passes 2-1. So we need the date and our waiver.
Excellent. All right. I'll work with. I'll probably just touch base with like Lorraine
Yeah.
and ask like, is there a general one that I can use, and then like add anything we need to, such as no use of the water,
Right.
bathrooms are not available.
Yeah,
blah,
I mean,
blah,
you
blah, blah, blah.
hit the bullets. There's no bathroom provided, and they cannot use the water.
Can't use
And they have to follow all of the,
all the other.
and just, if we could get a copy of that waiver,
Yes.
so that they have to follow all the points raised on his waiver.
Perfect. And I will reach out to him asking what date that they're looking, and we'll go from there. Does somebody want to be the contact person once we do
Oh, I
get
do, I
this
do.
moving?
Like,
I nominate Jesse.
All right. So Jesse, once we get this going, I'll get his phone number, and you guys can start
Right.
making detailed meetups. Excellent. Okay. So
Any
that
other new
was
business?
the one for me.
Any other new business over there? Do you have anything?
I have
Mr.
stuff
Nolan.
just for me.
Mike does.
I forgot something about Ted Williams Camp.
Okay.
The windstorm the other day.
Yes.
We had a section of the flashing on the far side of the lodge blew off, about a 15-foot section on the flashing that goes on the eave. And also there's a piece of the siding that had blown off previously that I wasn't aware of, but we have that. I called Tom Robinson, the town carpenter. He's already been down. He's going to replace that piece this week. It's only a piece of
What's your insurance company
flashing.
think?
Insurance company? Yeah. I'm gonna say it's probably about a $200 job. Or maybe, I don't know, it's not gonna be,
Right.
it's not an insurance job. Yeah.
For the weekend.
And also, we had a tree go down on one of the wires of, the wire on pole 17 on Precinct Street comes across, and there's a transformer right behind the baseball field number 3. That's where the power comes in for all those lights. Tree went down, it was leaning. It didn't take the tree, they didn't take down the wires, but it was leaning on it. So Middleborough Gas and Electric came down and they took care of it. All set.
Great.
Good.
Any other items from the clerk?
Well, we already
We
gave
already
you the
discussed it.
Middleborough Gazette update with the two names. I need someone to sign that. As chairman, I'll give it to
No,
you.
it's fine.
It's just for an inspection. And then Nate can just make an appointment with Mickey to do his usuals.
Is it fire inspection?
Just the building inspection.
Is that something that happens on a periodic basis?
Yeah, I think
They
so.
do that?
Yeah.
Yearly or something?
Yeah.
No, they didn't inspect the heat in here. It hasn't gone on since we've been here.
It's cranky.
Yeah, but it
I
is.
don't want to work in here. Oh, and speaking of, I'm meeting Tim Wednesday here to talk about extending the Wi-Fi. Because as I'm sitting here today, I can't log in to anything.
I
It's
looked
not
at,
working.
I looked it up, $39.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't think it's being explained to him.
Plug it right in there.
Right.
Good.
I don't know if it's a security thing. I don't know because I have to log into the municipal one to be able to connect to everything else. That's his side of it. He's got to tell me. But I'm just thinking he just is not getting the full picture of what I need to be in
Well,
here.
ask him if there's a reason why you can't use the $39.99.
I think he thinks I need to
Booster.
plug in. So I don't know if he really understands. Like I have a laptop.
Oh,
I
does he
have.
understand what Wi-Fi is?
Yes, but
What?
if you think about it, any of the computers at town hall, I'll plug in to the municipal network. So then you can get into all the drives and use the shared one and everything. I don't have to. I can hop onto the Wi-Fi, I can dial in access, and then I can pull everything. I don't know if he understands that I have that I can dial in, I can then from dialing
You
in
should,
pull everything.
because there should be security measures on that.
There
I know,
are.
I do the same for work. And
Yes, there are.
That's well, you probably know, it's a easy way for people to get in, right?
Sure.
Yeah, well, even just being able to dial into the services, that was IT had to put that on here.
Yeah, okay.
And
so they know
it's
that you're doing
completely,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
But it was Phil
It's
who
called
did
study.
it, not Tim.
I'm looking
So this
at
was
next
prior
thing.
to Tim's time
Use
with us.
VPN.
Yes.
We can't do
Yeah,
that.
so it's a secure VPN in.
Okay, you got a minute?
So I don't think he just understands the whole,
Yeah, I
the
know,
whole
because
way it works.
I spoke
That's
to him, in the spring, and he had the guys from Team LP come in here, and there's 3 guys in nice sweaters, and they're looking around. Yeah, it's probably gonna be about $5,000. Like,
That's why I'm thinking he thinks I need an actual line, where I'm like, I don't actually
right,
need a
but we
line.
just need a booster.
Right,
Okay,
that's all I need. So,
okay, all set? Oh, I did put the slider in the door, and I gotta put the switches back in.
What's the slider in the door?
I don't mean the slider, I mean the
closer?
The closer.
Oh, good.
Yep, the closers in the
Okay,
door,
well,
so
I'll do
they,
that.
they don't close tight, but at least they close up. I mean, it's, the building's like this, you know,
That's
so.
not because of the closer, that's because of the
door jam.
The door jam
Yeah.
is messed
Yeah.
up.
There was something else. I'd like to get permission to order some more, locks. All the electrical boxes that we have inside here, there is no padlocks on them.
Really?
So we had ordered locks a year ago, and I've got 3 left, but I just want to get the small ones. I don't need the big size ones. So I wanted to get permission from the board to up to $250 in padlocks.
Yeah.
We should be good.
Make a
And-
motion to authorize up to $250 and more locks.
Because I buy them now, we'll be lucky to have them by spring. So it took like 3 months to get them last time. And I'm gonna get them keyed the same, so it's the same green lock, they're all the same key.
Good.
And there was one other small thing, I'm trying to think of what it was. Little, what was it? Something in here? We're gonna put the key thing up.
yeah.
There was something else too. There was some other small item ran into we needed. Yeah, I'll have to wait. Hold on. Okay, good, so I'll get those. All right, so we're looking at the 18th.
I won't be at the 18th. I'm traveling.
We can't do it next week, it's a holiday. And then November 25th is a holiday, it's DB's anniversary. Oh, sorry.
Who?
My anniversary. Not that it matters. It's only a Monday.
Oh,
So, either the 18th.
did you hear that? Not that it matters.
Not that, yeah, you know who else heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't watch it. The Thanksgiving's not till the 28th.
It's a
We
week
can
of
do it
Thanksgiving.
a different day.
It's up to you guys, I just won't be at this, so if everybody else will be, well.
Jumping
Well,
Pond is over
what's-
anyways.
this- yeah,
No,
what-
there's nothing to.
You hope it's over, then, you never know.
There is always a story every meeting.
We can always do it and see if, Justin can make it.
Tentatively go for the 18th.
Yep.
Sound good? Okay, this meeting is, we have a motion to adjourn,
Motion to
Motion to
adjourn.
adjourn the meeting.
9 o'clock. Thank you.
Ay,